Hello, everybody. The new party name is Spitters or Quitters. Uh,
Sure.
Oh shit, we had to figure that out.
You
before
did.
this session. All right.
We
I guess-
definitely
I guess-
have
no,
always.
We have two.
We definitely discussed this.
Yeah.
I
I'm
guess we'll
calling
see.
2 breakfast hours.
I guess we'll see what
before we have
happens.
to-
I guess we'll see what happens. Announcements. Sam's not here again, so I guess when Sam gets back, you'll hear more about the Sunday game. Because, you know. Kate, you got anything?
Yeah, I guess. Come check out my Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/KCraftStudioUS for custom commissions on dice bags and or plushies of original or characters already in media. Also, my shops will be going into vacation mode the last week of this month and the first week of August. So if you want to get your orders in, get it in now, or you have to wait till after August 7th. But
I
yeah.
said, Kate, sorry to interrupt the ad, but I just gotta know, can someone request something from you? Like, can they request a specific, like, character or something?
I'm so glad you asked, Caleb.
Yeah,
They can, absolutely.
Yes, Andy.
because I know you said originals, and I wasn't sure if, like, maybe someone could request something, like
Yeah.
a dice bag, but the mouth is just the mouth of like a duck, so you could fill it with as many dice like you're filling a duck's body as it expands.
To make foie gras.
Like you,
Because ducks.
you're making
Yeah.
making
Eat
dice
rocks.
foie gras.
Yeah. Yeah. I could certainly attempt. I call myself proficient, not an expert.
Okay.
I'm humble.
Listen, you got you got advantage on the roll.
Yep.
It doesn't always
Yeah.
get you a 20, but you got
No.
advantage.
No, I don't have expertise. I'm proficient. I don't have expertise.
Guys, I still don't know how this game works all the time.
Like I say all the time, there's too many
It's only
rules.
been 3 years.
There's too many rules. They keep making more.
Yeah, that's it. Also, check out Redbubble. That won't be going on vacation because Redbubble will print the stickers and other items for me.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah. Redbubble's cool. Back to you, Justin.
We also have a Patreon. I forgot about that. If you want to be a fan of the Patreon, you can watch all the session zeros that we did. Because all that information is kind of coming over the course of the game. So if you want to see what everybody did for their session zeros, go take a peek. Everyone had.
Want to see Hopper and Antyr spit some sick rhymes?
Oh yeah, just rapping. So last we left off, Vonkar and Leek stayed behind in the group's private room that Hopper paid for at the Crystal Palace Inn to rest and keep an eye on the Lumen Spire, which was that blue crystal you've been hauling around. And had a very uneventful day, the pair of them. They just slept and hung out. Didn't do anything because players weren't here, and it made the most sense. So they just hung out. And besides, Vonkar's an old man, so old people fall asleep all the time. The rest of the party did some shopping around town, around the city, picking up random potions from like a weird random potion vault. Antyr de-aged, which was fun. Seemed to get off on it. Equally fun. You all made your way to the Quillen Tome, where Antyr purchased a bunch of supplies for transcribing spells. People bought inks, specifically rainbow-colored inks to help with colors. I guess we'll see. And the day culminated in you all heading to the Shadowstrike Saloon to watch Torger participate in the illegal fights in the Under Tavern that are done to the death. Entered the Under Tavern where the fights occurred. Money was spent to watch Torger fight. My notes autocorrected Antyr to Anty. Anty was accosted by the remaining members of another adventuring party, seeking retribution against them for giving them drugs before the trial and causing one of their own to be committed to the city's asylum.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, that was like
I'm not
I
sure.
didn't-
I'm not sure any of us.
I don't
knew.
Well-
think he knew that.
I thought that was knowledge that I gave you guys. Well, hey. Well, oops.
We just knew they were missing.
Reverse.
Or That they got arrested. I
Reverse.
think that was the thing. They got arrested, is what we heard.
Committed.
So.
I think I said committed. I don't know.
You probably said committed, but I don't think I understood what I think
Okay.
I meant
Well,
committed. Like
there you go.
You know
that's
what?
fine.
A visitor's pass fell out of one of their pockets.
There you go.
Yeah.
A halfling threatened to fight Antyr in the pit, as the fights are to the death, but Torger took that opportunity to kind of get in the way and get into the fight instead. Annoyed at Torger's insistence, this halfling named Brace said he'd beat Torger in the pit and then come for Antyr. Both landed a few heavy blows during the fight. Some dick punches, some stabbing, some cupping of the balls.
None of which, by the way,
It was torture.
was torture.
Torger didn't cup any balls.
No, not
Your
that they're-
local Antyr.
The fight
Now
culminated.
my local auntie would do that.
Li-
Oh, boy.
Listen, you just keep outdoing me.
Yeah. The fight culminated in Torger snapping Brace's neck as everyone watched as the fight ended, and the whole under tavern went dark, and Torger saw a shadowy figure take the halfling's soul, and upon doing so, everything returned to normal. Torger was paid. The party that Antyr supposedly wronged had gone on their way with the body of Brace, and you all returned to the Crystal Palace Inn to reunite with Leek and Vonkar for a well-deserved rest. So everyone has a long rest in them, which I marked off on all your sheets already. Just
My walking speed is back to normal, right?
not yet,
I'm not. Oh,
not
I'm
yet.
still billowing.
You're still-
Okay.
you're billowing and
But-
you're, yeah.
Question, Torger. What was the tattoo you got for winning that fight?
I haven't
You know, I'm
decided
so-
yet,
Oh!
if I recall right.
Oh, sorry.
I've got it loaded and ready
All
when it's done.
Just as dawn was about to break, at the tail end of the rest, the creep shuffled over to
Oh,
Antyr,
yeah.
who was deep in trance, and telepathically spoke in their mind, calling themselves Alabaster Cromwell, I believe.
Cosgrove.
Cosgrove. I wrote Cromwell for some reason.
I mean, it's got a similar mouthfeel.
Just looking.
Halloween Town
just,
forever.
Just looking for Babe the pig, and mentioning that they had gotten off on the wrong foot. This caused Antyr to snap out of their trance and shout for Grin, and upon doing so, wake everyone from their long rest in their separate rooms, because it is separate rooms in this large private area, bright and early, with 2 hours to spare before your scheduled meeting with Sir Arthur in regards to the contract. But before we get to that, Hopper,
Oh, shoot.
you're in your own little room. It's nice in there. This happens about, this would be happening about the time. It feels like this is happening when you're drifting off to sleep in your private room. You dream of whatever comes to you, whatever it is. But you're woken up by a presence in your room. And you can't move. You're like locked in bed, sleep paralysis style. Looking towards your feet, you see a gray fox staring at you, with the bluest eyes you've ever seen, almost glowing. The fox has a stripe of greenish-white hair running from its head to its tail like an unkempt mohawk. "I have a message for you, squire." "Don't worry. You're still asleep." "I'm a spirit from your home, just paying a visit. I'm sure you already know about the unfortunate death of the Lord of Beasts." And the fox begins grooming itself. I'm not going to do that. "I'm Nuval, and we don't have much time to talk. And unfortunately, through this magic, you won't be able to talk with me, like talk to me. I'm kind of giving you a message in your dreams. Sir Diamond Quickhorn sent me to find you. He has taken Lila and your children to Queen Titania's palace. The situation in the Feywild is dire, so only come back here if absolutely necessary. There used to be a few Fey crossings between here and there, near your location, but I don't know if they're still open. I am aware, though, that the one in Godbringer's Ravine was recently closed a few days back. Sir Diamond also wanted me to inform you that attempts were made to resurrect Oberon and the Green Guard who were with him when he died. Unfortunately, the weapons used against them prevent any form of resurrection. So, it's crucial to avoid those attackers at all costs. If you die at their hand, there's no coming back. We suspect they are agents of the Umbral Court, and furthermore... And he suddenly disappears, not able to finish his sentence, and as he does, you're woken from your long rest by Antyr shouting for Grin from their bedroom. And that's where we're picking up. And the rain's coming down hard outside.
Let the rain come down.
So you're all in your private rooms.
What's going on?
They're all kind of linked off of this main sort of room, and you can hear coming from Antyr's room just someone shouting for Grin.
I imagine the doors were just left open because the creep can't close doors behind himself.
Probably, yeah.
I will say, Antyr, because of what Antyr does during their trancing, it's not like Antyr isn't like a zoned out. Antyr does stuff, and it's more mechanical movements. So it's kind of like does alchemy, but it's more like pulling specimens right in their book. It's not like a completely like, powering down.
Okay.
So I will say Antyr probably wasn't in their room.
Okay.
Because they don't sleep. They were probably in the main
Okay, so
common
the main
area.
room then. So that way everybody
Yeah.
can hear it more clearly then. Okay, cool.
All right. Hey, what's going on? And he tugs on the chain
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
and just kind of goes out to where the connector is.
Yeah, Vonkar and Leek come out of their separate rooms into like the main area, which is like a table, some chairs. That's about it.
All right. What's going on?
I thought I heard something. Coming from your room.
What, my room?
Yes.
What do you mean?
A voice or something? Maybe I was just... I don't know. Oh, that was spooky.
Get away from him. Tugs.
No, they were fine. They were fine. I don't know. I was... they can't speak, can they?
Not that I know of. They got the bandages over their mouth.
Can you ensure that it's secured?
But Papa said not to touch it
Oh,
and make sure no one else touched it.
okay. Okay,
Well, not in that way,
right.
You don't want to
maybe
remove the restraints at all.
maybe I was just maybe the day just kind of got to me. Sorry everyone. Antyr's gonna begin packing up their things, but the eyes are gonna flicker up for a moment to linger on that one eye that Creep has that sticks out.
Yeah, he's just staring at you.
Yeah,
Hasn't stopped.
before Antyr just continues. Now at that point, if it's a focus, it's like Dionrio or whatever or Sadako from The Ring, the one creepy arc. Very much Antyr's kind of shaking a little bit, touching glasses as they're putting their things away. Ooh, I'm not gonna look at you, Garrett.
I think Hopper comes out at this time after he's finished scribbling anything he remembers into his journal that he got. So, bonjour. How are we all doing? I heard a scream.
Yeah, I think Antyr's getting a little skittish. I don't know. I think Creep probably freaked him out just by walking around, wandering around. What's going on? Is that what's going on? What's happening?
He is the worst.
Well, yes,
There's a
I don't necessarily anything about elves or elven kind. We don't sleep. We kind of we recess into our minds, our subconscious, so we're still conscious and aware of our surroundings. We kind of pull away and we exist in a space of like that between the two. And so I think maybe I even had spoken out loud, not realizing.
All
I don't
right.
know.
All right.
Maybe I'm just maybe it's just getting all to me. It's all been a lot these last few
All right.
days.
Do you need some more sleep? Should we?
No, I was finished. I was finishing up. I think maybe that's why. I don't know.
Nobody came for the crystal while you all were gone either.
Oh, speaking of which, Vonkar, this is for you, or you can give it to anyone else. And I'm gonna give Vonkar a sending stone, of which I have the other sending stone.
Okay.
What?
Nice.
That's cool.
And then I'm also going to produce a bag of holding and put it on the table.
I need to make sure it's the sending stones item and not the sending stone item.
Yes.
Because the sending stone is Acquisitions Incorporated.
These are some things that I have come up with in the night. I hope that we can make use of them. Of course, I need to make something else. They will disappear. So only temporary.
What does the bag do?
Well, you can put stuff in it, but it does not get any heavier or take up more space than it already occupies.
Oh.
Oh, wait, you do magic stuff?
Oh, oui? It is more like I can enchant small items and duplicate others.
Well, here, let me see.
And he just and sticks his hand in there in the pouch.
Well, right, I have just made it so there is nothing in there. But your arm does seem to be all the way in.
And he like squeezes the pouch. And it's like,
What? This is so weird.
It's not that deep. You're still kind of a little guy.
yeah.
Octoboon, where did you come from?
It's not.
Would the people from the Feywild or ties to the Feywild give me a history check, please? This is just to recall.
Natural 20?
This is just to recall stories about the bag of holding.
You said history.
Yeah.
16.
16.
Grin got a nat 1.
Okay. So Grin's just alright. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Antyr Hopper. There's urban legends in the Feywild specifically that center around bags of holding. These extra dimensional bags. There's stories in the Feywild that are told kind of like urban legends or dark fairy tales to kind of scare kids into not crawling into them, because if you crawl into a bag of holding, you essentially die. Oh, fuck you, Mumford and Sons. They're playing a concert down the street. I can hear them. So there's an urban legend about a figure called the Bagman. It's an urban legend about an adventurer who sought to escape doom by abandoning his party and hiding inside a bag of holding. When he tried to leave, though, he became lost amid a constantly increasing number of extra-dimensional storage spaces. Over time, the strange forces of this magical in-between place transformed the adventurer into a monstrous creature. Now, every night, the Bagman slips out from a random bag of holding. If he doesn't find his home, he drags someone back into the bag with him and leaves behind some trinket from his hidden kingdom of lost junk. Some say that if you speak too loudly over an open bag of holding, or whisper, "Follow my voice," into a magical storage space 3 times, the Bagman will come for you.
Oh my god.
So,
As Hopper reveals this, Antyr kind of takes 2 steps back
Hopper's definitely saying it like a father who's had just way too much shenanigans from his children.
So as Antyr takes 2 steps back, Antyr takes 2 steps back into Torger. Because Torger, I rolled a stealth check and snuck in. So Torger has been soundlessly watching from a shadow. And you take 2 steps back into him. Yeah, they used to talk about the Bagman
There's
all
a
the
scream, a scream, a jump, a scream, a jump of terror. The moment Antyr impacts a body, a form, and then the voice that he knows, they know the voice, but still.
Like a thick, short form.
There's a jump, and it looks really dramatic as the scream lets out, and the hair just kind of wafts and blows in the wind, and the clothes. It looks like a really dramatic horror scene.
Yeah, I heard of that guy before. His name's Leo Bagman. He's
Torger, what were you doing? Why were you there? What were you doing?
what? I mean, you screams, so I shows up.
You think whenever I scream, you show up quietly in the dark and keep yourself not seen? What if there was something going wrong, and then you were the only one that heard it, and then all of a sudden I'm being kidnapped?
Yeah, it's easier to put a knife through someone's throat when they don't know you're there.
He has a point. No pun intended.
I've
Yeah,
never
I mean,
had
Torger.
to
Yeah,
do that.
Torger. Yeah.
Like, unmovingly, Torger's just like,
Well,
okay, all right, so...
oh, Torger!
Yeah, what's going on?
Torger!
Arm still in the bag.
Wait. Torger, you just reminded me, seeing you here. I worked on a spell that we had all been talking about for you to be able to experience, at least through my eyes, colors. Is that something that you would want or no? You could say no. I think this is a bit of a way. I have a lot to pay you back for. The 300 gold that I put on bet on you for risking your life was only the first layer of cake. There's a couple more layers, maybe some toppings, and then potentially a cherry. This will be like the second layer.
Yeah, I feel like you guys, there's something you like a gift.
Well, no, because usually it's less of a gift because this would be something. Ooh, like I give this to you. This is more like I owe you, so it's more like a payment.
Wait, no, I've got 2 tattoos,
Yes.
and you beat me both those times.
Yes.
You don't.
But then you took my place on fighting that individual, which would have definitely led to my death.
Oh,
So this is payback for that.
wait, Did you really think he was trying to fight you? Because I thought he was trying to fight me.
No. He was definitely trying to fight me because he has made a grave error and misunderstanding on and assuming that I did something that I definitely would not do.
Oh.
And so I was being threatened, and I feel
Yeah,
like I wouldn't have been
oh.
able to leave.
That's
If-
not. That's a. Oh yeah, no. That's. He was going to fight me anyway. That's if he comes for anyone who's comes with me, well then that's just a fight's waiting to happen.
Yeah, but had you not intervened, I would have had to do that. Then I would have been dead, and then you would have had to fight after my death. So it would have been very unfortunate.
Wait. Okay. So. If there's like you you see Torger like struggling to try and understand and explain. So like, if we all got foods in front of us, and like you had foods that you couldn't eat, and I ate that food. Now, you's going to give me gifts?
Yes, to an extent. Food. It's not really gifts. It's what I feel I owe you for putting your life on the line when it wasn't necessary. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to stand up for me. You didn't have to fight for me, but you did. And I've learned that when people do things here, when you do something for someone without, them asking, usually there's some payment they expect in return, and I'm okay to pay you.
I got paid last night.
Right, but the way that I see that it goes is I put in 300 gold pieces, right? That was just the first layer of my payment. I have other layers. I feel my life is valued a much higher piece of cake, a much bigger piece of cake than just 300 gold pieces. I definitely think of myself more than that. So there's other things that I wish to do for you. And this is one of the things that I think would be a nice piece of payment, is for you to be able to see.
As Antyr talks about paying people back and stuff, the creep's head cocks to the side as he maintains like a look at you. But continue.
There's a cold chill. There's a moment where Antyr turns and looks toward the creep and then back to Torger. Anyway, if you would like to see colors through my eyes, I can do that for you. I'm gonna go get freshened up.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you could make gray not gray.
Do you want to see what I look like? Like the color of my skin and my hair, my clothes.
I'm just hearing
the type
I'm
of
hearing,
gray. The
I'm
type
hearing,
of gray that I appear is a certain type of gray.
Buzzes and clicks. I don't quite even understand what you mean.
Antyr's blue.
Oh no. Listen. Caleb understands what you're talking about. Torger's like,
huh? Yeah.
What?
Hey, give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go freshen up, look really nice. I'm gonna grab a mirror, reflect myself, and I'm gonna show you that memory. Okay. Antyr's gonna walk to their room, close the door,
sure,
and sit on the bed and just be like,
oh, shit. Is Doe in the room?
No.
Okay. Torger's gonna.
Doe's one of the only ones that didn't come out into the main room with everybody.
I think Torger's gonna go to Doe's door and kind of give a.
All right. Doe, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 12.
Okay, and when you're unconscious, I think there is a penalty to your passive perception. I think it's like -5. So what are you doing at the door, Torger? Okay, you knock on the door. Yeah, Doe, that probably wakes you up.
Doe's just like looking around. They don't hear anything more. And they just snuggle back into their staff. Why I'm so early? This is so dumb.
Kill them all.
Doe, wake up!
That wakes you up again.
Why?
Doe, wake up! Wakes up, Doe!
I want Five more minutes, Torger. 5 more minutes.
Yeah, pull off their eyelids.
Why use needs 5 minutes?
Eyelids heavy, pulling up.
So, Torger walks back over, scanning the room. He's gonna walk up to Hopper. Dude,
Can I help you with something?
is your eyelids heavy?
They have been heavy for some time, yes.
Goes to his notebook.
I bet at this point that there's like a loud, slow on the front door of your room. And then just footsteps walking away. The
Antyr
private
opens
room
the
as a
door.
whole, I mean.
Yeah.
Antyr opens their door. Did someone get that? Oh,
You notice that Grin is like only his legs are out of the bag of holding, kind of gripping on, but the rest of him is just like,
I don't know where. How do you find anything in here?
Yeah, it's just a
Oh,
void.
Great, get out of there. You are going to be consumed by the bag. And I start trying to separate Grin and the bag of holding.
he just kind of glides away. It's easy to just pull him away from it.
Grin, as you're getting pulled
You-
out of the bag, make me a perception check.
Yeah, all right. Ugh. Perception check. Natural 24. 23.
You swear in the void that is this bag of holding in the far distance, like the horizon will say, there's just 2 white orbs just side by side.
I think there's a hole in your bag.
Sir, it's not a hole in my bag. It is a magical bag. There cannot be holes.
I mean, there's light in there or something. Yeah. I think it's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone.
Well, anyway, you will not find anything in the bag unless you know what you are looking for. And also, you will not find anything in the bag because nothing has been put in it yet.
Oh, is that how it works?
Wait,
All right,
For
let's
example-
put something in there.
I'm going to pull out. What do I have in my inventory?
Vonkar will
I'm
walk
gonna-
over with that blue crystal lumen spire and be like, what about this? That way it's not anyone's, we're not just, it's not visible this
It's-
way.
It is not a bad idea, Vonkar. Yes, let us put it in the bag.
Is there a bag of holding tracker on this one? There is not, so I'll make a category for it. So we don't forget this time.
I'm also going to, just to make a whole presentation about it. I'm also going to throw the what do I have? I'm gonna put my book from Arthur Wordweave in there, and then like a few pythons, and like some torches in there, just for an example,
Okay.
to fill it up. So you can see that I have put quite a lot of volume into the bag, yet feel it. It weighs the same as it did when it was empty. It also has not grown.
Yeah, Grin goes and like tries to squish the bag between his hands.
But if I think about something that I want, for example, what if I want to, light a torch? I reach in and I pull out a torch.
Mhm.
And then I show Grin the empty bag. See?
Wait, hold on. So if I go
And he thinks to himself that crystal, but he
Yeah.
forgot the name of it. And he's just thinking to himself about that crystal and holds that in his head. Does he feel it as he's
Yeah.
reaching in? Wow!
Magnific,
Puts
is
it back
it not?
in. Just slam dunks it back in.
That's pretty neat. You're kind of amazing.
It is but, as you could say, a simple barrow trick that a mentor taught me.
That's pretty neat. That seems pretty useful too. Do you know? Oh, go ahead.
That is why I created it.
Do you know how to tell if something else has the same? Do you know how to tell if someone else's like pouch is a bag of holding too?
I would have to concentrate, much like Antyr does, to discern whether certain items are magical in nature or not, or what their properties might be. But yes, I could, with enough time.
Oh, okay. So there's nothing like, there's no way to like, there's no thing that kind of shows that it's a, what do you call it?
A bag of olding.
A bag of olding.
No, olding.
Yeah, olding. Bag of, is it,
Holding,
does it because
holding. There's
things
an
get
H.
old?
There's an H in front of the O.
Oh,
Rin.
hold, because it holds
Yes.
stuff like a regular bag.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
you
it-
got to listen
it
to what
holds-
people
Aren't
are
all bags?
saying.
Aren't all bags of holding?
Yes, but most bags can only hold what they are constructed to hold. For example, and I'm gonna pull one of the regular patches off my belt. See, this can only fit so much. Like it is only this tall and this big, and it can only hold.
Well, yeah,
what
I know how that works. I'm just saying it's weird that it's called a bag of holding when all bags.
because well, this one is
Hold.
magical, so it gets
Yeah.
a special title.
Oh yeah,
Becomes
okay.
it becomes a proper noun.
I don't think we should give it a different name.
What did you have in mind?
I don't know.
The bottomless bag.
The bottomless bag. Yeah.
I was
But if-
thinking Jeffrey, but very well.
Jeffrey.
Oh, that's actually be clever.
Jeffrey, the bottomless bag.
Hoppo, could I have the hideaway sack back if you plan on holding the bottomless bag?
Oui. And I'll hand the hideaway sack back to
All right.
Antyr.
The head is still
Jeff?
inside.
Baby.
All right. Antyr's gonna peer inside.
It stinks. Like a wave of rot comes over you, and it's weirdly heavily decayed, and it's only been out of the bag for, or it's only been
Is there like
out of the offering bowl for maybe 6 or 8+ hours, and it's like heavily rotted and decaying.
Antyr's gonna like the hand's gonna go up, and from the hand, like a secondary hand forms as they cast Magus Reach, and this hand's gonna go in and attempt to grab for a skull.
Yeah, you sift through the flesh like it's pulled pork, and it just glides off the bone.
The skull does.
Yeah.
So there's a skull.
Yeah.
Antyr's going to have the skull taken out.
Okay, now you just have a bag of face flesh.
Yeah. Papa, maybe does the skull? Okay, because I don't know what Lord Oberon looks like. Is it humanoid or is it like?
It's humanoid.
Okay.
Well, fey, but humanoid.
But
in
more
appearance.
fey.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Papa, do you want this? Do you want the skull? Oberon's skull?
I can take it just to keep it safe.
Sure. Antyr's gonna have the mage hand just glide over and into the bag of holding.
All right. Oberon's skull.
I'll add back the
You got a free skull.
hideaway.
I need to add a bag of holding and sending stuff.
Is everybody here?
Yeah, everyone's here but Doe.
Yeah, I can go check on Doe.
Yes, I want to tell the group some things.
Go back and do another. Wake up, Doe!
Wow. Wow. Fine, let's.
Doe, it's time to wake up.
Yeah, at this point it's probably like 6:30. So you got an hour and a half before you have to meet with Arthur.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. And you hear on the other side some freaking and cracking and popping of joints. A little too many for your liking, but Doe is getting everything out from their body, their very bony body.
That's just me every morning.
Yeah.
You're not old, you're just 30.
And the Doe eventually comes to the door. And they look tired, but they just look down at you and just... sorry, I got waken up a couple times with the screams, and I don't like being woken like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to just ignore you till we gets to go?
Oh, no, I'm awake now.
No, whatever you prefer. This cool.
Now I should probably be on my game. And Doe takes their staff and just kind of knocks it on top of their head. 2 heads are better than 1, right?
Everyone swears they briefly hear the porcelain head say, ow.
Right. Not even going to question it. At this point, it's a weird day.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Speaking-
Everybody's here. Sorry, I just really quick. I did a full analysis
Oh, yeah, here
and
we
look
go.
into what, and they will pull out the disc,
Hell yeah.
the metallic disc, and set it on in front of them on the table.
I'm so excited.
All right, so I don't want you to think that there was secrecy on this. I was going to tell you too, but I just felt like there was a better moment to do this than, in front of all that and in front of Arthur, and then we had things to do. Anyway, new morning. We'll know this information upon talking with Arthur. Anyway, this is referred to as a Luminera. It is the best way to put it, it's a flying device. There's a special word that I know that will transform this disc into a fairly large flying machinery piece of something.
Hopper, you would know what a Luminera is, probably. So
Okay.
whatever Antyr relays, you know what it is.
Okay.
They resemble dragonflies in this world. Long story short, these were used back in the Feywild during an ancient war against the Sealy courts. Most of these vehicles were assumed destroyed or lost, but Arthur managed to come by one. The war was referred to as the War of the Eight Colors, which is something that is relevant to us now. Long story short, the front of the vehicle, near the head, are 2 basilisks that can shoot and they can swivel. So you have a means of defending it. There are wings for it to fly. It flies fairly fast. Yes, it flies very, very fast. It is quite large, hard to hit, pretty indestructible to an extent, though not completely. There is a means of destroying them.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You're saying that this little disc turns into one of those? What are you saying? You lost me.
Yes, so I can speak a word, and the word causes the disc to transform magically into this large Luminera. later on, because of the size of it, is considered it's immense. It's 100 feet by 20 feet wide, the dimension. So we can't just do it in here. We would have to do it beyond the walls of the city, if you will.
All right.
I just didn't want any of you to
So
think that
hard
I'm
to
just
be-
going to hold on for it.
Yeah. So there's no casual way to,
No.
pop this thing out.
No.
All right.
Would I know?
One interesting
would I
thing, it can float and not sink in water.
Would I know that it only takes like an action to say the phrase and get it to become its true form? Like mechanically?
You know what they are. Maybe you don't know how
Okay.
they function. You just heard the name before. You don't really know
Okay.
the details.
I haven't seen one. Okay.
Just the last little bit that I will say, you know, it's plenty of space for all of us to move about, plenty of space for probably more than just us to move about. But the person who is flying the ship or helming the ship, there's a couple limitations. You have to be able to cast spells, so you have to be able to have some arcane influence about you, and you have to understand how arcane works. There's intricacies in the way that it flies. It'll more will be revealed once we actually do this all, and then we can come up with who may be the best in flying the machine. But that's all later on. I just wanted you to kind of be aware of what this was. Not that I don't want you to think that I'm hoarding things or keeping things from the group.
All right.
Well, Hopper's just staring at the disc in your hand. His jaw is dropped, and he's just like staring at this legendary artifact that he's heard stories about, the destruction it's wreaked in this ancient war. Is like,
I would like to assume that it was a gift from Oberon himself.
This is a very good sign for our efforts, considering it is currently in our possession. If it were to get into the enemy's hands, that would be very, very bad for us. But no, this is good. This is very good. This will be very useful.
I will say, just for the probably just of how the information I received while I was identifying this and discerning its properties, I'm going to assume that I may be the best pilot solely for the fact of the understanding of the intricacies of the arcana, and the amount of effort it takes to fuel these things with your magic. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of my spells are meant for utility purposes anyway, and buffing a group and keeping us moving around the battlefield, as opposed to direct combat, which all of you, Hopper, you included with your abilities, probably be better suited engaging anything we were fighting against. So, okay.
He seems a little disappointed that he probably won't get to fly this thing.
I'm sure Hopper could fly it at some point. It's just
he probably could.
Mechanically, just so the understanding is there for anyone, you have to expend spell slots, and that fuels it, and you have to be proficient in Arcana to pilot it.
And
Hopper
for
could fly it.
for each spell slot that you put in, you can operate the machine for the number of hours equal to your Arcana skill.
Like the modifier.
Oh wow!
So
Okay.
Antyr has a +6, so he could do a first level spell and fly it for 6 hours.
Co-pilot, baby.
Yeah, so we can. That's I don't know what Hopper's Arcana.
Hopper's is also a 6.
Oh, okay. But
is
Hopper's
very
also
smart.
limited on the spell slots, right?
Yes,
it's not as
he
many.
is.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it as many because he multi-classed.
Which that could actually work. That could actually be more beneficial as a file, as Antyr could run around and do other things. Yeah. But we'll work it out. Yeah, just
Antyr can run around and cast Fireball while Hopper is just shooting things out of the air.
you can do some fun things with it if you want to. I guess you can add it to your. Well, no, we'll wait if you
Oh,
want.
you're gonna
Yeah.
wait. You're gonna wait.
Yeah. Antyr has
Yeah.
it, so
Gonna be a surprise
Yeah,
for
you
everybody.
keep that on you.
Antyr's gonna take it and just kind of slip it into their
And just
bag. 'cause
Never
it's small enough.
Never accidentally say that command word.
Yeah.
What's that
Uh,
command word?
Well, I don't want to say it because I'm scared that it
Antyr
might...
just gets pasted. Everybody would die.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. There is another to the command word. We can say it. We just can't do an action with the disc. So you have to throw the disc and then say the command word, and it appears. The command word is, as Antyr puts it away and make sure that it's nice and snug, and it can't be mistakenly
Thrown like a
thrown.
frisbee.
Yeah. It's flutter. Flutter.
Flutter?
Flutter. Flutter. Flutter.
Flutter.
It's kind of what you do.
Yeah.
You flutter
That's
about.
that's my jam.
That's your nickname. Oh, you jam.
No, it's not my nickname.
It could be.
A grin is a good enough.
Grin the Flutterer. Perfect.
You give me a title, all right.
You know, I think we all deserve one. I have one, and Hopper has one.
Well, speaking of titles, I think we need to figure out our party name before we sign this thing.
Oh gosh, you're right.
Which, according to the timepiece, we only have about 1 hour and 15 minutes before we should start wandering over to Sir Wordweave.
Yeah, they always called me Blood Punch.
Why'd they call you Blood Punch?
That's when you punched, you made blood. That seems fitting.
Blood
Like,
Punch.
just looks at Grim
Ooh.
unshakenly. You see like little dried blood still on his hand.
Like the knuckles are still raw. Oh, a group name. I think we should keep it
Yeah, we should maybe keep it super casual.
casual. I
Yeah.
think that's a good one. I don't want anything that could be overly, like, if they hear it, it's not like the Faust and the Furious, you remember, that's something that sticks and that's consistent and people know, and then you create waves, and then people are just like, oh yeah, those people, like the fucks, the Fs.
How
you know,
about,
it's-
I
How about
fully
that?
understand.
Oh yeah, go on, Hopper.
Oh, I fully understand what you are saying, considering there are already people looking after us to try and kill us. So
Right.
if we keep something, like Torger said, more casual, it may be less likely that we are followed and discovered by said interested parties.
Or we could use one of our code words, like Obi Booby.
Ooby booby.
Like Obi Booby's casuals.
Oh, that's the Ooby Booby. Yes, Ooby Booby is the name of. Yes, okay, that's clicking now. What if
Jesus
we keep it
Christ.
casual, but there's a level of like,
Obi
I don't
Booby.
know.
Yeah, I don't
The Ooby Boobies? Is that what we're going to
Obi
be?
Booby.
The Obi Boobies.
I don't think so. I could hear about all these boobies and still focus.
Well, we wouldn't be yelling our name out as a battle cry.
For context, just so you guys want,
Or-
the names that have been suggested so far were by Arthur Wordweave, Wordweave's Wondrous
Yep.
Wonders,
Uh-huh.
the formal Casuals by Grin,
Mm-hmm.
Arcanum Inquisitores by Hopper,
Beautiful.
the funky
Beautiful name that'll never be used.
the funky formal Casuals.
Funky
The fun-
former casuals.
That was
And
a
the
group
fish
effort
monkey.
because that was Sam wanted to
Spelled
be
wrong, yeah.
funky.
Funky spelled
Yeah.
with instead of
Well,
monkey.
because we
funky.
were going to use the fish monkey as our mascot.
And you never bought it.
Okay, wait.
we
What
choose-
if we do that? We can go by the funky monkey.
You wouldn't have enough time to go get the monkey and get back.
Shit. What if one of us goes and buys it? The others are
Wait, are
Who's
you guys
faster?
are you worried about him not knowing what a funky is?
No,
It's-
it'd just be nice to have something like an.
Well, if you needs to know, I've got one right here. And then he shows you his newest tattoo, and it's like,
It's the monkey mermaid.
Yes.
but it's also
Awesome.
right along his vicious V.
Nice.
It's like quickly sketched out. There's a fish tail, and it looks like like a mermonkey, um, like a mermonkey in a sun hat.
Okay.
Like it's a real like cartoony, like there's a real, pardon the step into the IP, but a real like Luca sea monster vibe about it, like a real approachable, real like softer edges sort of vibe to this.
Super casual monkey mermaid.
Well, like what you guys saw was kind of an abomination.
Yeah.
But now you're maybe realizing the sort of stimuli and how
this could
how
be
things
cute and
start to
marketable.
be. Well, how things are start to maybe
Filtered through Torger's mind.
and you might
Yeah.
connect that the owl bear,
Let me add that to my notes.
the owl bear on his back that he got to choose looks more like this owl bear.
Oh.
Oh.
So does Torger design all of his tattoos?
Yeah, you gets when you gets to pick when you gets to pick, and that's juxtaposed with every losing tattoo looks like it was drawn in the last days of someone of like, I don't know if you guys have seen this on the internet, but like as someone's like losing their mind, like what their self portraits, like it's closer
Oh,
to that
yeah,
when you
yeah,
lose
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
It's like a Louis Wayne cat.
How
Yeah.
on a reference now that we've seen the canvas of Torger's, how skilled, if you were to look at it, how skilled would you rate Torger's abilities, tattooing abilities?
Depends on the tat.
Because
so-
someone else
so-
has tattoos on their body.
Like more like execution or art style.
More like
So-
the precision. Is it like precision? Like are the lines good, clean?
Oh yeah, no. In a sea storm, his hands are like this. Like his hands are unshaken.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
looking. I
sea
was like,
storm.
are they shaking or are they not? I was like,
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was like,
sorry.
what?
No,
okay,
it's-
okay.
No, he's got solid hands. It's more. Have you ever done something when you're upset?
Mhm.
Like
Oh yeah, no, I get that. I was more talking about all the cumulative
yes, and
tattoo
it's
styles.
also
Is it precision? Is there a steadiness to it?
how many DM question? How many years are we out of the? In this world, we're calling it the big sleepening, then big awakening.
Oh, the unmaking.
Thank you. Sorry, I appreciate it. Thank you.
6 years.
Great. So, it's about 6 years of experience as it continues, with noticing a steep decline in the detail of the fresher ones. Someone else was
Style
doing some of
change.
these. Someone else was doing
Okay.
some of these.
Okay.
Specifically, the beholder chest piece was done by someone else. The beholder illithid chest
Yeah, the
piece.
gnarly looking one. Yeah.
The really
Okay.
fucking rowdy looking one. There's also some real fucking rough characters that are very like beautiful, but like some pretty rough customers.
I posted a picture essentially
Nice.
of what the Howler Monkey Mermaid looked like.
Oh no, we need it.
That's terrifying.
But
well,
That's so
we already have a visual representation of. We can essentially have a symbol, a signia, using that. We can do like an outline. We can trace the outline of what Torger has. That could be like we can wear that as like our symbol. We can get it stitched into like our clothes or something. A lot of people do that,
Perhaps-
right?
perhaps if we has like the head of the monkey, and behind it we see the tail spitting, and then it has some waves, and then we have like funky formal casuals across the top, and it's in like a circular motif.
And then we take some beans, we soak them in hot water, we get high on caffeine, and we go
Auntie,
we go
I like
green.
where your head is at.
Green, lots of green.
Yes, a nice forest green for our background.
Anyway,
we
so
already all have green.
I like the idea of being the casuals being in the name. I like the idea of that we have the monkey, the funky being in there. The funky casuals. It doesn't have to be like anything. It's Arthur Wordweave. Like, let's be honest. Like, do we really want to be that dignified underneath this person? Like, Hopper, I love the name that you had. That is such a name that I see a group from like Anundial coming up with. But here, with who we are having as a patron, I think we need to be taken not seriously. You know, I think there needs to be a level of
Yeah, but we also need to be able to say that's so not funky casual.
there we go. It's like our catchphrase is our name as well. And people would just be like, what does that mean? And they're like, if you know, you know, you know.
So if we ever get famous enough to go down in the history books, we submit the Arcanum Inquisitores. But for everything we do with
Or maybe
Sir
whenever we
Wordweave-
get, enough momentum on our own, we can break away. If we decide to stay as a group beyond these.
a rebranding.
Right.
I
know.
see.
Lots of people do it whenever they're, when they're not satisfied with who their proprietor or their leader was in the beginning. You break away. I think pirates referred to it as a mutiny.
Just a reminder,
Well, it's kind of weird you're already talking about mutiny.
from the inn to Wordweave's tower is about a half-hour walk.
Okay.
We'll just start walking then.
Let's
just,
take a vote before we head. We're calling a vote. We're gonna.
I know Sam suggested the funky former casuals,
Right.
so that's what Vonkar's saying.
Yeah.
So we'll keep it funky. We'll keep it formal, but we'll also keep it casual. We'll be the FFCs, the funky formal casuals.
I feel like the formal part we could probably drop.
Okay. There
That's
we go.
my vote. A little bit easier.
All right.
So just the funky casuals.
The funky
yeah.
casuals.
Is that what you guys are writing on the
Not
contract?
funky with an O.
Is that what's
Oh
been
yeah.
funky casuals?
Funky,
Funky.
the funky casuals. The TFCs.
But yeah, it's about a half-hour
so,
walk
yeah.
from here, and you got an hour and 5 at this point.
So well, let's call a formal vote. So we'll raise both. We'll do the Inquisitors because that was a very good one, and then we'll do the funky casuals. Everyone say aye if you vote for the Inquisitors. You can vote more than once. Aye.
Aye.
That's 3. Oh, perfect. Creep, you cannot have a vote. I'm sorry. And
Rough,
for
poor guy.
the funky casuals.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Leek will also raise a hand.
Hey.
So you could raise your tongue. I know your arm lifting is maybe. I know you prefer the tongue motion.
Can I abstain?
You sure? Do you have another name that you prefer, or that you want to
No,
put to
but my dad taught me that I shouldn't blindly vote.
it? You gather all your, your. Anyway, funky casuals. It is. Where's the piece of paper? Do we have that? Do we need to write that
Yeah,
down?
one of you has
yes.
it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Antyr's gonna take some ink. Dip, dip, dip. The funky casuals, and it's in a really elegant, like cursive script.
Okay.
We have to sign our names. Did someone buy blue ink?
I have black ink.
Does anybody buy color? Oh, okay. Black ink will do. Tip tip. Antyr, Xiloscient, Time Steward.
Yeah, I got all kinds of ink.
Oh well, I already signed it. It's okay. Just sign your name.
Leek writes in big letters, nowhere near the signature spot. Just Leek.
It's just across the
I
top.
was
Yeah.
there was a part of me hoping that Leek drew an actual Leek.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, Leek will draw like a little
Perfect.
like leek, like the vegetable.
The one in the boat. Oh, y'all haven't seen. Never mind. Missed joke.
Does everybody sign it though?
In the boat.
Yeah, Grin signs it. Just Grin. Just kind of small, like how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopper's
And-
gonna sign Sir Hopper Thimblefoot.
Once everybody's signed, you guys see the pen like get up and like start to write in the creep.
Excellent.
Do they write the creep?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then
Antyr is watching the pen, the quill, and is like looking at the others, but then eyes dart to the creep. That's it.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Doe
Hoofing it.
just takes
Oh.
their tongue and they just kind of take it and they just kind of lick the corner and leaving a big old thing of their saliva. Does that work?
I don't know if that works. I don't think that's legally binding.
Here, the quill's here. You just can take your tongue and wrap it around and here, you just lay your tongue on top of my hand and I'll write it for you. Just right there. You've already licked me once, so it's at this point it's
But if you sign it for me, is that legally binding?
yeah, there actually technically it would be because I would be your witness, and if you couldn't technically sign it yourself, let's say you couldn't write, I would be the person who would be arbitrating the your legality
Signature?
within the contract. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
55 minutes.
Doe's just gonna take the pen in their tongue, and they're just gonna take it gently from your hand. And just, it looks masterful, this writing, because what that tongue does some good
That
calligraphy.
tongue do.
Skills.
All right.
What
Skills.
that tongue do?
Oh,
And
kinda-
you just see the most beautiful calligraphy of Doe on the line exactly.
Cunnilingraphy.
No ink blots or anything.
Calligraphy. Caleb was gonna say.
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Same
Oh,
fucking
no.
wavelength. This is what happens when you fucking DM and do D&D for 3 fucking years. Y'all just
Oh no.
It's called
It's called groupthink.
Oh, now I feel
It's
like
called
Carlos Mencia.
Losing brain cells until there's only one to share.
we just passed round 7. There's one brain cell for 7 of us.
I'm stealing all the
Yeah.
jokes.
It's like an orange
No,
cat.
no. Not stolen, shared. Shared.
Excellent.
All
Do,
right.
do you all hoof it to?
Yeah, we better get moving.
Okay. So as you open the door and you start running out because time's a ticking. Bowls and plates go flying that was like breakfast oatmeal sat at the door about an hour
Oh.
ago.
Oh, that's what that knock was.
Just go scattering across the place.
Who did this? Messy people.
You
I'm gonna throw down some hoppers.
Clean that up and catch up.
Anty,
With
you're
no
running,
hands?
Anty, you're
Yeah.
running real slow.
Keep up. It's the billowing. Antyr looks like they're running fast, but it's slow motion. Like
Yeah, Anty's got a movement speed
They-
of 20
they
feet
really
right
just-
now.
Don't
worry,
I'll catch
getting
up.
us-
So then I guess like kind of a half speed. Hey, do you want me to pick you up and carries you?
Oh,
Cause
man. We're not
you're
gonna get
moving
there.
so slow.
Look, okay, that's yes. Just
I mean,
just
you're
go-
moving so slow. It's
you're a little bit-
really, I hate it so much how slow you're moving.
Look, all right.
Gosh.
Here, this is fine. Whatever. I can. Oh man.
Vonkar
Oh,
just
sure.
picks you up over the shoulder.
Perfect. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Here, hold my hand.
No, I don't
Torger?
want to hold your hand. No, I want to race you.
Fine, that's fine. Vonkar, beat him. And Antyr is going to
Oh.
cast Temporal Accelerant on Vonkar.
Okay.
Vonkar's movement speed increases by 10 feet.
So 40. Okay. So he just starts bolting. Just.
Oh, it's fucking on. Because Torger's movement speed is 40, so it's like,
Okay.
all right, he wants to go, let's go.
Okay, so everyone else is getting like it's gonna be like 10 feet behind at all times.
Yeah.
Um,
It
20,
Exponentially.
technically.
Yeah.
yeah,
But,
it gets
um,
exponential, but yeah.
just for the purpose of this, to see who wins the race, to getting into also running for almost half an hour straight, so it's like 20 minutes, which is if you do marathons, it's fine. So about 20 minutes straight of straight running.
It's only like 4 miles.
That seems like an athletics check, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So Vonkar's gonna roll 1 plus 6. We'll roll that on the table.
And I'm considered Antyr's like weightless, right? Because of
Essentially,
yeah. So Antyr's like not, I would say, not impeding.
Let's go. Yeah, you're like a paper doll.
So
20,
we're both rolling.
Yep.
Oh,
Vonkar
fuck
got a
off.
24. Just this old man is just like.
Hey,
Antyr's sitting like this at the back, like boom, 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 boom. Just watching Torger.
So
Rolling 18.
So Vonkar gets to the tower before Torger, and Torger's just right behind on the heels,
God.
and everybody else.
So fucked.
And it's early morning. It's a nice little rain. So outside, Arthur is doing some gardening, while his gnome companion Terry is holding an umbrella over him while he's just doing some gardening in the light, drizzling, warm rain. Oh, the wondrous wonders! Welcome back. I assume that you're here for the contract signing ceremony.
Yeah, you hold on. He's got 3 minutes at least.
Everybody else trying to catch
Yeah,
up.
the others are like down the road.
Oh,
We already
Alright.
kind of had a ceremony, but yes, it's.
Antyr,
Yes.
and also Vonkar, I need you to both tell me what kind of tattoos you want.
oh, I'll leave that to Antyr.
Actually, I had quite the tattoo, and I'm sad that I didn't think about this before. And I was thinking about it when you took the competition to fight for me.
Just a tattoo
The-
of Antyr's face.
No. The way you're designed and such like that, it seems like you like interesting but weird, but also a little cute. These things are referred to as space guppies.
Oh no.
They are what you imagine. Have you seen a goldfish? Have you seen a fish? Okay.
I've seen fish.
They look a bit like a fish, but they are typically golden scales. This nice, beautiful golden sheen. Very, very flowing
what's-
fins. I'll draw it for you, and then you can just
All right.
replicate it.
Okay, all right.
Don't want to post.
Well,
it in
you
the
draw
group.
what you think it is.
Oh, okay.
It has 3 eyes, 3 blue cerulean eyes. Oh, you don't know what that is.
Yeah,
the
you keep-
same
you-
color that my skin is, their eyes are. There you go. That gray. That's the gray that you need to reference.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep talking
Describing
about
these colors.
Yeah.
And someone who doesn't know the colors is You just think of Space Guppy. What do you think of that, whatever you want it to be?
They're weird.
They have 3 eyes. They look like a fish. They're kind of flowy. They don't.
All right, so he just goes
Perfect.
thumbs up.
Thank you, Vonkar.
Oh, of course.
Ah.
Is that everyone? Is everyone here now? Looks like it.
Yeah, so here's the contract.
Reads it over. Looks at the bottom. I must say, I'm quite disappointed you didn't go with my suggestion, but I guess you want to be your own selves Yes, the funky casuals. I believe you spelled the word funky wrong, but that's alright. I can fix the typo.
No, we did not. It is a
Typo.
it is not a typo. It is not a title. It is yes, Torger, would you show him? This is a funky.
Oh, how absolutely disgusting. Alright, the funky casuals it is then. He makes a copy of the contract. He already made one. He duplicates the copy with the signature on it. Slides it into his doublet, gives you back your own copy. Alright, that's everything then. I'll make some calls. You'll have your own expert suite at the inn, not like the private rooms they offer. This is the one at the very, very top. As per your work, the contract says it all. Find things, write them down, give the information to me. I will not tell you where to go. You must choose yourselves.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Wordweave.
Come, Terry, it's time to apply my foot ointment. And they just go into the tower. Have a good day, everybody. Terry follows after into the tower.
You as well, Terry.
Well, it looks like we got an influx of cash. What do we do now?
Well, I do need to visit a blacksmith for a project that I would like to start on. If anyone would like to join me, you are more than welcome to.
Yeah, sure. Anybody else got things they want to do in town?
Oh, yes. I would like to go talk to Osa at some point. The individual at the mines.
We forgot. We had to go talk to that guy. You know the guy that's in the Cathedral mines. We gotta talk to him about the thing we don't want to say. The family jewels.
The family jewel, Ooby Booby's family jewels.
Yeah.
Okay, idea. Hoppa and whoever can go to the blacksmith. I'm gonna go to the library, and then
Booby's family jewels is also a good party name.
Oh, that would have been lovely.
The family jewels would have been good.
Oh man.
Yet
I'm gonna go to the
F name.
library, and then
Antyr, we're gonna go to the library. Don't just like
Perfect.
butts in as soon
Sure.
as you say that. Just
Doe and I will, and there's like an awkward hand that like is like the hover hand over Doe's shoulder, we can meet at the mines at I don't know.
It's currently 8
After
a.m.
we could meet up somewhere for lunch
Oh, perfect,
Perhaps.
and
and then go
Yes.
to the mines. Yes.
Yeah, Hopper, did you say you wants to go to the Grim Steel Arsenal?
That sounds like the perfect place to get what I require.
Yeah, I got to see if they've got something I've been thinking of.
Very well, then you may join me, since we are
Yeah.
both going to the same place.
Okay,
this
whatever.
is actually very beneficial for you because I do need to at some point borrow your skull.
Yeah, alright, but be cool if anybody thinks they're going to ask for my autographs. Just
Yeah,
need you to
that-
be cool.
From the fight.
What?
From the fight last night, right?
Yeah, whatever. I'm just pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty
No.
casual. That's so funky, Cash.
rolls right out the tub.
Yeah, it's a nice summer morning. Today's officially the first full day of summer. The moon is still in the sky because it's still pretty early. The weird like black moon that's broken apart in the sky. That's now everybody knows there was stuff on it, like a city and people and all that fun stuff. It's up in the sky. a greenish tinge to it today, a little bit. There is no tinge for Torger. But everyone will see like a slight greenish tinge kind of weaved around it a little bit. And we're not gonna go through all the travel of the city, because personally, Justin finds city travel kind of boring sometimes. But the armory, well, the armory's closest. So
I don't think I said it, but the Creep and Grin will go with Hopper and Torger.
Okay, so Vonkar and Leek will also go to the armory. So Doe and Antyr to the library, Eidolon's labyrinth, and then everybody else is going to the Grimsteel armory. Okay. Cool. Takes roughly an hour to get to the Grimsteel armory because you're going towards the south gate. You pass by this massive orange crystal hospital that's like 30 floors. It's this towering building called the Aethermar Hospital. And behind the Aethermar Hospital, on the same property, is a building of grey quartz called the Estalon Asylum. And you're passing... You can see that in the distance. It's kind of like next door almost. And the armory is this pretty ruddy colored building. Open concept, so there's no like indoors to it. It's all out in the open. And there's a big old guy, big old muscular bald guy with a big old brown beard, hammering away on some metal.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Bonjour.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? We're pretty cool.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could perhaps procure a set of smith tools and about a 24 by 24 inch sheet of steel.
Prepared. Sweet. Smith's tools are only about 20 gold.
Alright.
As for the steel, we'll say 5 silver.
Wonderful. So 20 gold and 5 silver.
Yep.
5 silver. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. That's all?
I have a personal project that I would...
Oh, very cool.
Thank you. I'm very excited. I hope it goes well.
You know, personal projects are the way to life. I make personal projects all the time. Shovels mostly.
I want to have a look around as he says that to see if he has any like personal like blacksmith stuff. Like sometimes blacksmiths will make like really small tiny things just because
he makes a lot of
with
shovels.
like scrap metal.
He makes a lot of shovels, like artisan shovels.
Oh, okay.
They're just very Art Nouveau style shovels.
I like making shovels. I can never find the right one.
How'd you come up with the name?
Oh, Grimsteel Armory?
Yeah.
When I used to live on Dragonsbeard, northernmost continent, I would travel down the Underdark sometimes with some friends, and we would mine this metal deep in the Underdark called Grimsteel, and it sold a pretty penny, so that's kind of why I kind of took the name, and kind of stuck. I don't dabble in Grimsteel anymore. It's a little too dangerous to procure nowadays for me, but you know.
Does it have this? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
I was just gonna ask his name again, just so I could write it down.
Harrison Henderholm.
Nice.
Thank you.
He's like a late 30s human man.
Does this Grimsteel have any special properties?
Nope.
It's just a different kind of steel. Does it look different?
Oh, yeah, it's really dark. it kind of like the best way to say it, it's non-magical, of course, but it like refracts light.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Again, it's really hard to get to. The Underdark's not a great place, specifically where you have to go in the Underdark to get it. It's in the lower dark, so you're looking at like 10 to 15 miles down. So the deepest regions of the Underdark, and had to stop going down there. The older I got.
Roger, you're from down there. Did you ever see any Grimsteel?
What?
Right? Have you seen any Grimsteel?
Yeah, you see all sorts of shiny rocks and rocks that takes away the light. I think that's what you was talking about, right?
Nah, it's not a rock. No, it's a metallic vein that's in the deepest recesses of the Underdark. Nothing lives down there, aside from like the most dangerous denizens like aboliths and whatnot.
Yeah, so like, you know, something like this. Pulls over her shoulder. There's like a little aboleth on that.
Yeah, that's an aboleth.
Yeah, that's a nasty one.
But is there anything else I can do for y'all? I do got to get back to work.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if you could do me. Wait, sorry, what you got to say, Hopper?
I was also wondering on the off chance if you had any Tinker's tools.
Oh, let me see. I generally don't sell Tinker's tools. I usually just sell the basic equipment that people use to make, you know, stuff.
I understand if you do not have it in stock. I was merely asking on the off chance that you possibly did.
I could throw one together for you.
If it is not too big of an inconvenience.
Yeah, let me see if I got all the stuff to make that real quick for you.
Merci beaucoup.
It was a 50% chance he had the supplies, and I rolled a 51.
Ooh.
So he's oh yeah, well here we go, and he gives you a Tinker's tools. Oh, that'll be 50 gold.
All right, yeah. Fair enough.
Anything else for your group?
Yeah, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no big deals, but I'm kind of a big deal, and I wants to know if you've got something. See, I've got these two grabbers,
Your hands?
and they're pretty bad. Yeah, right? They's pretty good. But I wants to know, you talks a big game about shovels.
Yeah.
What you got if you wants to put, like, make these into, like, shovels?
What do you mean?
So I wants to, like, maybe makes it so that I've got, like, big, like, digging blades on my shoulder, on my arms. Like, maybe it goes out to a point, like, 6 inches above my hand, and they go all the way down to my elbow, and then I can just smash people in the face with them. Or if something's, like, coming at me, I can put my hands up, and then I blocks it.
I could probably make something like that, but the design would probably make it undesirable to wield weapons in your hands. They would be rather sort of...
Wait, these going to be the weapons?
Well, that's what I mean. You won't be able to wield anything else in your hands if I make with the design that I have in mind. Those would be your weapons. You wouldn't be able to wield anything else in your hands, otherwise it would get too cumbersome.
Right, but I could still, like, opens bottles and things?
Yeah, of course. I'll have to figure it out how long it would take to make something like that. Mechanically speaking, you're probably looking at short swords. Probably take me about a week to make them. The braces, everything. That includes, you know, the supplies here, making them, building them to your shape, because these will be custom made, so they will be a little more expensive than if I was just making a sword for you. Let's say 150 gold.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Essentially, I'm trying to describe the fucking shields from Infinity War
Yeah.
that Cap has.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll look into something like that. We'll figure it out. And he walks over to you and like lifts your arms up. He takes out like a measuring tool. It's like measuring your arms.
Yeah, I just saw all your your shovels, and I thought this guy knows what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think we can do some. Yeah, come back here in about a week. And by week I mean like a work week, so like 5 days.
Haha, cool.
And I should have something for you. So you only need to pay half now, and then half when it's done. So you know what? You're a friendly customer. We'll say 100 gold, and give me 50 now, and then 50 when it's done.
Listen. All you've got to do is say you's going to do it for me, and I believe you. Because you's got an honest face.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
You just keep sliding 100 gold. You's got an honest face.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back in about 5 days, and I should have something for you.
Okay, 5 days.
All right. Well, I better get to work.
Thank you very much, Monsieur Arcane.
Yep.
Torger, come here. And I'm gonna like put the sheet of metal like on top of his head and like trace a circle that's about the circumference of his head.
Okay.
Marie, your skull is very symmetrical.
Yeah, thanks for saying so. You knows I don't wear armor, right?
Oh, this is not for armor. This is
Oh.
for something else.
Okay.
Speaking of big heads, or not big heads, even heads, swollen heads, big old brains, Antyr and Doe. I think you guys 2 hours to get to the library, or more like an hour and a half. But regardless, you get to the library. It is a massive, glimmering, yellow crystalline building with numerous tower spires, and you step through the entrance, and there's just people roaming around in robes and coats and hats and just reading books.
So, was there a book that you were looking to specifically for?
You just see and hear Doe crack all of their knuckles and their fingers. I'm here to do some quick research again. And Doe's eyes are just darting around.
Do you need assistance with that or anything? Maybe I could help.
You could if you'd like, but you don't have to. I know you're on the hunt for something.
Thank you.
You see this massive, like, 10-foot tall stone golem with, like, bookshelves built into it, walking around.
Ooh.
And it just looks down at you. Hello! And then just keeps going.
Have a good day.
And there's a few of these, like, roaming bookshelves, which are stone golems with, like, books, like, shelves built into them. They're just roaming around and bending over when people request a book, and then continuing on.
Are there any, like, librarians? Or, like, a desk? Or something?
There's librarians
close to
all
that?
over. There's librarians all over the place. They wear, like, these golden robes with, like, hoods, and they wear, like, chains around the robes that in the chains are also books, but, like, restricted books
Mm-hmm.
that they
Smart.
keep on their person so no one can, like, take them.
But give it give it an hour and then we'll meet back up here.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Good luck. And Antyr's gonna head off to one of the individuals.
One of the librarians.
Yes.
Okay. You approach a gnome with wild pink hair, a big old thick pink mustache, kind of cross-eyed, big old glasses. Well, yes. Hello.
How do you do?
Oh,
I've
been better. It's
Well, that's unfortunate to
just
hear.
one of those days, So, my wife left me and took the kids. So it's been a day, just trying to stay strong.
Well, luckily you have a job, and perfect. Okay, so anyway,
It's
to
been
distract
real
you
hard.
from to distract you from all the hardships that you're facing.
Oh yes, apologies. How may I help you?
No worries. I understand. I am looking for a few books.
I don't recommend the marriage counseling ones.
Well, perfect, because I don't need those. I
Yeah.
need a book on the flora of Cathatuine.
Oh, of course. Now, are you looking for flora of this time period or from ages past?
Oh,
Or both?
both.
Come with me. I shall help you.
Perfect. Gonna turn and wave to Doe again, and then head off.
And they lead you through these corridors, and you can easily find books on flora. Doe, what are you looking for?
Doe's doing some research again on Mimikind and any information that's available because they
Ooh.
got 2 pieces of information last time.
Yeah. I will say, if you're looking for more information, you're not going to find any more. You got all that they had on it.
They got all they had here. Okay.
Yeah. You looking for anything else?
Just for fun, because their dad they have the time. They're gonna see if they can find any information about the staff that they had from their dad, just to see if there's a certain region that it came from.
Do you look for a librarian, or do you attempt to look yourself?
For 5 minutes, they start looking for themselves, and they're just like, "Nah, this isn't gonna work."
Okay.
So
good.
then they go and they're just kind of searching across. They're looking for those fabulous librarians.
Okay. You find a lavender-skinned tiefling in the yellow robes with chains and books around the robes. Oh, of course. How may I help you today?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great, actually. I divorced my husband earlier today, so it's been quite well. Living the
that's
single
awesome.
life again. It's great.
Doe goes to give them a high five.
They don't reciprocate.
And Doe for a second pauses, takes out their book, scribbles something down. Divorce equals no high five.
So what can I help you with today?
So, my dad works at the Soulsire Academy. He's a librarian there. He does a lot of good stuff. But he gave me this staff, and I just wanted to see if there was any books on the region, because the wood and everything has always been cool.
It just looks like birch wood. It's quite a common tree you can find almost anywhere.
But this was on top of it, and Doe was tapping the porcelain doll head on top of it.
Maybe somebody who had a sick sense of style decided to place it on the staff. It just looks like an ordinary doll head to me, and a piece of birch wood. so I don't know how much I can assist you with that.
Do you have any like books on artists of the region that might have done something like this?
Oh, not here, no. You'd be
Oh,
more likely to find that in like private collections and museums, but nothing like that here. We're more of like a historical knowledge. Not exactly. We don't exactly take collections in the history of art here. We don't really have an interest in that sort of thing.
that's fair. What do you have an interest in?
Oh God. Well, I have been very interested in the religious uprising and revolts going on in India lately.
Ooh. Can you tell me more? And like Doe's just like all four of their eyes are just like a kid on Christmas.
Give me a persuasion check.
Come on, I'm a
Because they
bard.
got
I
a
should
job.
be
They got
able
a
to-
job to do,
Yes.
and
Ten.
10. I don't have much time, but I can tell you a little bit. If I can find my notes on it. Somewhere here, of course. There's notes on it somewhere. Oh, yes, wonderful. Yeah, there's a religious uprising currently in Anundul and some of the other continents. It hasn't gotten here quite yet. This isn't a sort of religious continent, so to speak. Which is good. I don't care much for the gods. Most of them are liars and schemers. But the whole movement centers around the Unmaking 6 years ago. When the Creator God, revealed itself, eradicated all of existence, and then found out that the God that most of society has been worshipping was a mortal who committed atrocities to ascend to godhood. It sort of soured the whole concept to a lot of people. Lots of people believe the gods sealed themselves away 6 years ago to escape answering for sitting idly by while this all transpired. Some people still have faith, of course, and some of those people have grown dangerously fanatical. Still faithful to Armathnan, even though he's been gone for 6 years. Calling themselves children of penitence. They believe that the collective death we all experienced 6 years ago was a gift by the gods for eternal peace, and that the Faust and the Furious sabotaged that. And there's been some violent conflicts here or there, and I believe a few of the members of that adventuring party had to go into hiding because of it. But again, none of that religious uprising has gotten here yet, but it's not so good over there right now. But I'm incredibly fascinated in the whole movement recently.
If I find any information on my travels, I'll be sure to tell you.
That would be wonderful, actually. I do know a member of the Faust and the Furious has been visiting the city recently to do business in the mines, but that's all I know about that.
Do you know which one it was?
Oh, they're the leader of this magical order, the Leg Guardians or something. Pashan, I think.
Sean. Okay. Can I get your name in case I need to send you a letter?
Rosaria.
Wizaria.
No, Rosaria.
Scribbles it out. Rosaria. Okay. Rosaria. And Doe puts their hand out to do like a handshake motion.
They'll do the handshake.
I'm Doe. Very nice to meet you.
You as well, and apologies, I'm not a fan of high fives.
Oh, that's okay. I'm still learning some stuff.
That is admirable. But yes, I would gladly take more information on these religious uprisings and revolts, should you so choose.
I love finding knowledge. That's what this whole book is about. And like Doe takes
that's
out.
what this whole place is for. But if there's nothing else, I'll get back to work and.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have to do your job. My apologies.
Not a problem. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
And
And Doe goes kind of off, like, skipping, and they're going to find Antyr.
You can easily find Antyr. Yeah, so, the gnome has found you again, Antyr. So it's been rough, I see them every day, and it's just it's a hard situation. They say don't date your coworkers, and I definitely think
unfortunate.
I think I can really,
It's a time of growth and self-reflection and
she said
losing yourself in work.
Said I needed to be more independent, mature.
Oh, man. The book is whatever books have been acquired. Antyr is just it's the yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's the level of conversation holding Antyr is doing as they're reading through.
And at this point, you can hear Doe approach as well.
Oh, look who it is, Doe. Welcome.
Oh, I apologize. I will leave you with your partner, and walks off.
No, I'm going to be quite honest. People here are insufferable.
I met the most wonderful lady. She just divorced her husband. She's doing the best she's ever
The gnome,
had.
as he's walking away, just goes, "Oh," and just keeps going.
Oh, well, congratulations to her.
He just the gnome just out of the corner of your eye, head just like sulks and just walks away.
So, looking, Antyr's going to be reading through books, like on the flora, past and present, specifically looking for any kind of herbs and plant life that would kind of work for medicinal or alchemical purposes.
You can find hundreds.
Yeah.
That grow in the jungle.
Their main focus is going to be for healing properties. So looking for like potentially doing healing potions. And for alchemical, it'll just be like a general curiosity. And annotating will have their own book out if possible. And annotating any kind of herbs that could be used for in alchemy to produce different types of effects, maybe to work with. Like people are like, oh, this one, is resistant to fire or something like that, or whatever the like. So that's what we kind of be focusing on.
Okay. You do see a familiar plant that was referenced by Biro yesterday about how he makes his potions of healing.
Yes.
That's basically verified in the text. If you're interested in potions of healing, you would need that plant. As for like fire resistance, there's like numerous plants that they say grow in volcanoes and like in that sort of region. I don't have names.
This is gonna be that's okay. This is gonna be more like Antyr is gonna like brush up on knowing this place because they are still considered new. They were also gonna see if there were any books on ley lines or places that are heavily magical in nature. So
that will require an intelligence check or the help of a librarian. And the only librarian nearby is a gnome skulking nearby, occasionally looking over at you hoping that he can talk.
Could they relay what they're looking for to Doe? And Doe assist?
Nope.
Okay. So intelligence, straight intelligence.
Yep.
Okay.
Bardic
Perfect.
inspiration because you look like you're having a hard time reading your book, and Doe's
And you
just
like, I will say, like, there is a little bit of a distraction because you keep, like, you get the feeling that somebody's watching you, and it's just that gnome, like, just hoping that, like, he'll be his friend
Of course
and
it is.
talk.
People watching. Antyr, leave me alone. Okay. So I'll take that. So, what's that? A D6?
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense. A 12.
12. You learn 2 pieces of
I rolled 3
lore.
4s.
You
That's
learned
my
to-
lucky number.
11 to 20, you learn 2 pieces of lore. So
Okay.
what specifically are you looking for about the ley lines?
So we have a lot of information from the map. We
Yeah.
got a good bit of information about like where they were at one point, or
Where
like
they-
where they are,
Where they're
right,
theorized
they
to
are.
be, yeah.
Specifically within Capithuine, are there any major crossing points, converging paths, kind of like where the Spore jungle
Okay.
was, if I'm not mistaken? That was like a place of heavy
Mhm.
ley line. Are there any in, like, I would say within Capithuine, are there, I would say I could take 2. That would work.
2 of, like, on the continent, like,
Yes.
convergence points where, like, the ley lines cross over.
Yeah, ones that would be considered like strong influences.
Okay. Let me take a gander. 1 would be funny enough, where the Whisper crashed in the desert. That's a convergence point. The crater, like that area, has a. Oh, sorry, not the crater, but there is like an oasis nearby called the Arid Oasis, and there's a convergence point in the oasis, which would be like a bit northwest, a few hexes northwest of where the crash site is. So there's one in the Drake Ward Desert in the Arid Oasis. And another one would most likely be Halasar, which returned to this continent, was previously known as the City of in Stasis. And then the Arid Oasis in the Drake Ward Desert. And then that's just one piece of lore. What would be the other piece of lore you're looking for? Because you got 2.
Yeah. Okay, so those locations are good. Regarding the ley lines and regarding to kind of like to circle back on anything that we've uncovered.
There's the Grand Restoration. That was a key thing you keep hearing about.
That's the one that's the prophesized.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Like, is there any information regarding this prophecy?
Yeah.
Or okay.
So it mentions that it involves a theorized sort of awakening of the ley lines, and that's what it entails. And that it would bring down something from the sky to reshape everything. That's just the loosest little annotation note that you find on it. Theorized to be the awakening ley lines, that once the ley lines were reawakened, the Grand Restoration would basically happen within 1 to 6 years, and it would call something down from the sky to reshape everything.
Oh, okay.
And then it just says theory, not true. Conspiracy theory, not
Literally,
true.
yeah. Okay.
people trying to debunk it, people like writing, like there's a lot of like also like people's like their own thoughts written in here. It's more like a collection of notes, and it says not proven, fake, ley lines don't exist, stuff like that.
But just to clarify, the Grand Restoration wasn't the events that happened with the Faust and the Furious. Okay.
No, that was the unmaking.
What was that called?
The unmaking.
The unmaking.
And that's really doesn't have anything written about it yet because it's
okay.
still relatively fresh.
I mean, yeah.
That's the thing everyone experiences.
They're
No one really needs to write.
fact-checking, if
no
anything,
one writes about it.
Okay. I was just making sure that wasn't the when the ley lines or the magic got restored. That's not what this is talking about.
The prophecies were Asmodeus being defeated. There are other prophecies in there.
So there's some things that are falling into place
that
are
have happened
happening
in the last like 40 some odd years. There's been Asmodeus being defeated, the restoration of the ley lines, which has occurred.
Does this theory say what happens before this thing comes down?
The unmaking, essentially.
Oh. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Got it.
And as you're finishing up your research, we're going to go to break. And we'll be back in 10 minutes because we're already at a little over the 2 hour mark. So we're going to do a quick 10-minute break. We'll get back here and see what else happens. You got research, you got notes, you know stuff. Someone from the Faust of the Furious makes frequent stops in the city to do business in the mines? What the fuck? We'll be back in 10 minutes.
We jump them and we beat them up.
Do it. We'll be back in, shave their beard off. We'll be back in 10 minutes. There we go. So yeah, Antyr and Doe wrapping up at the library most likely. And then the group with the 2 sending stones. Finishing up at the armory. Did you guys decide where you were meeting for food?
Do we want to go back to the inn, or do we want to go to the
Because you have no way to contact
the
the other.
saloon?
You have no way to contact the other.
I think we should.
well, we-
I think we should get some from one of the stalls on the way and see if we can't meet them at the mine
Oh, you said you were gonna
Uh,
meet at the mine.
where's-
That's right.
and ask about the
Yeah.
family jewels.
You are so right. Green. Who
He gives a
is
big smile.
Vonkar with?
Vonkar is with you guys. He's with Leek.
Okay.
But I forgot you guys did
Okay.
say you were gonna meet at the mines.
Mm-hmm.
And there are numerous food stalls on the way.
Yeah.
Or you could just stop at the tried and true Kevin's Kebabs, which is in this vicinity.
Would you like to go to Kevin's Kebabs, Green?
Yeah, Kevin's a good guy.
Okay,
All right. So you
let us go.
make your way to Kevin's Kebabs. A guy standing there who looks like Kevin but isn't Kevin. Looks like Kevin but like doesn't have the same like hairstyle and everything. He's like, "Oh, hey, welcome. My name's Devin."
Oh, hello, Devin. How's it going? How's business?
Oh, it's pretty good. Just getting the breakfast kebabs out.
What's the special today? What are you trying to offload?
Oh. Just breakfast ones, bacon and egg kebabs. Whole soft-boiled eggs on the kebabs with bacon wrapped around them and sausages. And the sausages are made from cassowary and emu, and ostrich.
Wow,
The bacon is armadillo bacon.
armadillo bacon.
Yeah, because we got giant armadillos around here somewhere.
Where?
Oh, they just live in the jungles and they pull the wagon trains around.
The jungles?
Well, sorry, no, they hail from the desert, but they
Or to the
haul,
south?
yeah, but they haul the wagon trains around to some of the port
Ah.
towns. Yeah, but yeah, just breakfast kebabs right now.
Yeah, I'll take one of them.
All right, do you want one for everybody?
Could I perhaps have a vegetarian one?
Yeah, sure.
That's
Merci.
all eggs, right?
Yes, I can. I will still eat the eggs.
Somebody roll me percentile dice.
Who wants it? If not, I'll do it.
People that are here.
Do
So,
it.
The library.
Do it.
Okay.
Library
Do
gives
it.
shit out of luck.
Oh, 25.
25. You're our 25th customer today. You know what that means?
No, what does it
It's
mean?
on the house.
Merci beaucoup.
So all of the kebabs are on the house.
Oh,
Could we get
yeah. All right.
2 more as well? For our friends.
Yes,
of course.
they are with us.
Since you said on the house. Anyway, thanks,
Devin.
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 Kevin's my
Thanks,
twin.
Devin. Oh, that's what's going on. All right, I was a little confused.
And
Well-
then he just like smiles. Yep. I'm a twin.
All right, Devin.
Nothing weird
Well-
about it, just a twin.
Yeah. All right.
So, because because Grin had been here a while
Yeah.
and had only seen Kevin before,
Only Kevin.
Grin's gonna like pass behind
Mm-hmm.
pass behind Torger
Okay.
and turn invisible once he leaves the eyesight of Devin,
Okay.
and then go and try to see if he's as nice as Kevin.
Okay. Same personality.
Okay.
Same alignment.
Okay.
Surface thoughts are, please don't look at. Oh man, I hope none of these people look at the back of my head.
I'm just going. Have a look.
There's another face.
Invisibly.
There's another face back there sleeping. That looks like that looks like Kevin.
Oh my god.
Kevin is just snoozing at the back. Malignant style, just having a snooze.
Weird.
Good movie if anybody hasn't seen it. Check it out. But
That's so good.
there's just a face snoozing back there. Oh, something tickling me.
The first step is to pledge.
Have a good day though, everybody. It should be a snappy one.
Thank you very much, Devin. We will enjoy these.
Yep, smells like hail.
Like ale?
Hail.
Like the 9 hills.
Like the
Or
weather.
like... I see.
I smell the weather. Regardless, enjoy your breakfast kebabs. They're on the house.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Alright, guys. Let's go. We gotta get there before these things cool down.
It's another 2 hours from here. No. Well, you guys are at the armory. What am I
Yes.
saying? That'll be
About
like
an hour and a half?
about an hour and a half, yeah. Antyr and Doe, you leaving the library? Making your way to the mines?
Yes.
Stopping anywhere on the way?
Yo, are you hungry?
Your walk.
We did communicate.
Your walk to the mines would be much shorter than theirs. The other groups.
Oh, well, we can.
But they also took longer.
They took longer, so it's roughly the same amount of
Technically,
time. Yeah.
Are there any stalls of food?
Yeah, there's stalls all over. This area of the city is more like posh Michelin star food stalls.
Michelin star street food.
Not
Michelin.
Not kebabs. Of
not kebabs,
armadillos.
but you got like small little plates you can eat on the go, like a Michelin star like food stalls, which there are some in actuality.
They're
there is
dope as heck.
they're
There's some
sick. They're so
awesome
good.
documentaries about like the woman who does the street food. She has like ski goggles on.
Yep.
That documentary
Yep.
rocks. Check it out.
There's one stall that's selling like tacos, but they're like small little tacos with like caviar and foie gras in them, and there's some that are like a little ostentatious, and there's someone who adds gold leaf to them for no fucking reason because gold leaf is stupid and doesn't taste like anything, but it just drives the price up. It's stuff like that. You got like pizzas, but like Michelin star pizza, so like fancy but like really well made pizza.
Perfect. We'll do 2 of those. Antyr will buy 2 of those.
All right.
Are they like personal pizzas? I imagine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, personal pizzas like margaritas and like
Perfect.
Oh,
Yum.
margarita.
Buy 2 of those. One for
two
themselves.
margarita pizzas. That'll be 25 gold.
Woo.
We're walking up with free kebabs.
Yeah. Here you go, Doe.
The cheese that they use is like the finest mozzarella.
Oh, Antyr is savoring this. It's a slow.
There's like
the mage hand, by the way, is because it is raining. Essentially,
Perfect.
always hovers right over Antyr's eyes
instead of
to
like
block the
instead of like basil garnish of like the leaves, it's like little droplets of like a basil aioli, like not a basil aioli, but like of a basil reduction, little droplets on each slice, and the tomatoes are like confit in like they're like confit tomatoes. Like it's just
like bougie as hell.
it's just a really bougie margarita pizza that costs you 25 gold for 2 of them.
Damn.
So what do you think? It's pretty good.
So it was just like sniffing it first, just like a dog on a scent of something, and you just see it. Their eyes just like looking at it, all 4 of them intently first. Just Oh, the flavors. Oh, the cheese profile. Oh. And they very gently take a bite with their first row
Oh.
of teeth. And then they start passing it around to the other teeth and just. Ooh. Thanks, Auntie. Ooh. And they take a bigger bite. And at this point, they're holding it with their tongue and they keep bringing it into their mouth for another bite.
Amazing.
They're just like,
Now, don't tell the others that we spent so much. This is like because you decided to come to the library. I'm gonna, splurge a bit.
As you're walking with your pizzas, you arrive at the mines. The other group arrives at the same time. And Antyr, as you arrive at the mines, the billowing stops. And you feel yourself able to walk a normal pace now. You see the others
That's disappointing.
with a bunch of kebabs. You all see the two of them with like personal pizzas.
Oh, hey.
Hey, we got you some kebabs.
Oh, we got pizzas.
Oh,
Did you get any to share?
No.
Seeing as we got you kebabs.
I thought this was like a fin for yourself type of thing where we would eat and we would just converge back together. I didn't realize that we'd be buying for others.
Oh, well,
don't worry about
we
it. These
didn't-
are free.
yeah, we got the free kebab special. We was a 25th customer of the day, so we got free kebabs.
We got free pizzas. We were the 25th pizza buyer for this place as well.
Deception. This will just be against passive insight because
13.
I'm just gonna say.
Ooh, doesn't be.
Yeah,
That
gonna
beats
say-
mine.
I'm gonna say passive insight.
Oh wait, no,
on this.
insight. Yeah,
What'd you get?
yeah, that beats.
13.
13.
That
Oh, that seems.
Legit.
Leek will be like,
Perhaps it is a first day of the month special that all the stores are doing.
Yeah,
It is a new month.
that doesn't make any sorts of sense. Why would you give someone something for free when they's not even famous for beating the hell out of someone? What's you talking about?
Did you not see the billowing of the hair and all that? Free things come through people whose hair.
Your
It
hair
wasn't
doesn't-
free. I had to pay for it.
Your hair doesn't do that all the time?
No. Do you see? Stopped.
Oh, yeah.
a few.
oh,
Hundred...
so
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Antyr, did you guys find what you were looking for?
Yes. Did you find what you were looking for, Antyr?
That's telepathic, by the way, for everybody.
Yes.
Constitution
know-
saving throw.
Joe's
I
gonna
do
smack
not
it
think-
back a couple times.
With advantage. Constitution saving throw with advantage as you choke on your pizza.
Oh, was
Okay,
the question
20,
that
dirty 20.
surprising?
If it was a nat 1, you would have passed out.
Heimlich!
Piece of pizza just flies out.
Thank you, though. Oh, what question? We find yes. I did a little look into some flora of this place, and then we actually found some interesting information that I want to bring up whenever we talk about Obo's family jewels.
Ooh, all right.
Speaking of family jewels, just so you guys know where you are, a few hundred meters away is a large hole in the eastern reaches of the city, which has been surrounded by a stone wall with numerous signs put up that reads, "Off limits, under express orders of the lay guardians." The hole leads down to a massive mine filled with colorful glowing crystals and crates filled with smaller portions of these crystals. Built over the hole, and accessible via a large stone ramp, is a rickety-looking building made from assorted planks and stones, and the door is wide open. It looks like somebody built a house over top of the mines.
What were the names of the lay
Sounds like
guardians?
Lay Guardians.
Sounds like something they would do.
front door of the house is just wide open.
We're like lame guardians. All right, let's go.
Oh, we were in the library. This wonderful librarian who's living her best life now. Like, I assumed it was her.
It was, yeah,
They're
sorry.
very
Yeah,
nice. Said there was Pashan to look for?
Oh, they have a potion shop.
Yeah, there
They
was a
said they were in
potion
the
shop.
mines.
Maybe they. What?
Yeah,
I
they
wonder
were a
what-
member of the Fast and Furious, and apparently they like to visit.
I wonder what kind of potion ingredients they're looking for in the mines.
Yes, I do not think our friend Biro would be in the Fast and the Furious.
There's another. There's another one in the Fast and the Furious, right?
Did he mention a sibling or a parent or cousin at all? Do you remember?
He did mention a sibling. He said, if I can remember, I don't remember, but he mentioned him in like passing. Nothing like important or anything though.
Maybe it's I don't know, maybe a distant relative or something, cousin or. We'll ask about that. We can ask about. Also, these lay guardians are closing it off.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
By the way, just so everybody remembers, when we bring up, you know, Obi Bobby's family jewels, we shouldn't do it directly. We should have another question in mind, and just so I can get a good vibe off of him, just to see if we aren't like revealing too much to someone who has bad intentions. You know?
Oh, I know what we can ask.
Sure.
We can ask them about the cult uprising that's happening. Right? That's a good way. That's a good segue, right?
Wait, the what?
The librarian I was talking to was telling me all about this cult uprising that's happening.
Oh, really? Do you think that it would make sense for us to ask this man person about the uprising?
Well, you said not to lead about the jewels.
Right, not the jewels. But like we're going to them because they have like mineral expertise or something, right? I can't remember exactly. What was it for?
They were. Oh, go ahead.
I need to look back at my notes.
We were told that this Osa Forenza was in the Feywild for about 6 months, and they would possess potentially more knowledge regarding such things.
Yes, about about Eleanor and his construction projects.
The information was specifically that Usa Ferrenta has knowledge of magical artifacts and stuff that no one else has.
Okay.
That he may be a possible lead to learn more about the crystal.
Gotcha. Okay.
So magical artifacts then. Alright.
And that, yes,
So
he spent 6 months in the Feywild and just got back.
Okay, so wait. What we could do is we can pose a question. If we don't wish to talk about the family jewels, we can pose a question regarding the disc. That could set the premise.
Alright.
I feel as
Yeah.
though the family jewels are a little bit more important than this
Alright.
machine,
think-
but intentions? Is that what you're trying to get, Grin?
Well, I'm gonna be invisible from here on, alright?
Mm-hmm.
Just so I can get a paw on him, do a vibe check, see if, when you ask this stuff, what his thoughts are. Alright?
That sounds like a good plan.
Alright. Anyway,
And
And
you're
he's
all,
invisible.
you're all going up the ramp into the open front door house over top of the
Oh, yeah,
line.
the door's open.
Yeah, it's just wide. The
Yeah.
front door's wide
Should
open.
we knock? Should we knock? Announce our presence. Make sure we don't scare anyone. We are a funky bunch, you might say.
As long as we stay casual.
Yeah, super casual.
So you start walking up the stone ramp leading to the house. Down below in the mines, you can hear people working. like mining, and then like people making like sounds of effort, and you walk up to the front door.
I'm gonna knock on the doorway.
Okay.
Allo? Monsieur Ferrenta? We have come with a few inquiries about your recent troubles.
Silence.
Grin's gonna fly in invisibly
Yeah.
and see if he can find
You instantly
going on?
smell copper in the air, and absolute carnage inside. Blood covers nearly every surface, splashed against the walls, ceiling, and large puddles rest on the floor. As do bloody boot prints resembling sabatons, so like armored boots. Glass cases that once held items are shattered, the items destroyed beyond the point of repair or even use. Resting up against a wall is the lifeless body of a bald, elderly elf with yellow, heavily bloodshot eyes, scraggly wisps of a white beard, and a ragged brown tunic beneath a heavily worn brown robe. A pair of small glasses on the nose, very crooked, bent nose, resting in a pool of his own blood, and he's been brutally bisected. His lower half resting directly beside him. In his hands is what looks like a spell book, the cover slick with crimson.
Like you guys hear the as the creep flies up and then appears in front of you.
Oh, that guy's super dead.
What?
He's dead. He's like so dead. He's so dead. We gotta get the guards and stuff.
Well, before we do that, let's take a look. We have our own
We
motives.
don't want him to think. Okay, we definitely like make sure you don't do anything crazy, or else we don't want to get blamed for this.
Give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I just need 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. It's fine. What is 10 minutes to the hours potentially this has been happening or that happened? Just 10 minutes. It's fine. Antyr's gonna ritually cast Unseen Servant.
Okay.
Forgot the name of it. Forgot the name of it.
Veiled Steward.
Veiled Steward. Thank you.
Hell yeah. So you cast Unseen Servant and you send them in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The goal is
So it casts. How long
Antyr's
how
gonna-
long does it take to cast? 10 minutes?
10 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah. So as you're thinking of it, you cast it in 6 seconds.
What? Okay. That's new. And then Antyr is going to bring out Endalis,
Okay.
and oh, okay.
Just makes bird.
Gonna
noises.
look
Just makes
through-
bird
yeah.
noises.
Gonna look through the eyes as Endalis is gonna fly, following the
Unseen Servant.
Unseen Servant.
Okay.
Yes.
You see the exact same scene that Grin saw: carnage, blood everywhere. This elderly half elf who's been cut in half, leaned up against a wall, holding what looks like a spell book in his hands, slick with crimson.
The Unseen Servant is going to Antyr's going to direct the Endalis to kind of swoop and swirl and make like squawking noises. Is going to attempt to land on the edge of the book,
Yeah, can do that.
and then the Unseen Servant is going to grab the book and
Okay.
pull it.
Okay, you pull the book, and as you do, a letter falls out of like a seal, an opened envelope with a letter inside falls out of the spell book.
The Unseen Servant has a spell book. It's just floating, and then the letter is picked up, and then with Endalis sitting on the edge of the spell book again, the Unseen Servant returns.
Okay, so
Does the
return.
unseen servant leave footprints?
No.
Okay, good.
That was the intention of
So
of this.
the Unseen Servant returns with a floating spellbook with Endylus on it, and then also holding the envelope that's been opened already.
Oh, Antyr comes to again. The eyes that were once like completely glazed over that silver color. Does anybody have like a spare rag or something?
Leek
Like
just
a
like
piece of
rips
cloth?
Leek just rips a piece of his like burlap
Oh,
shorts off.
thank you. Gonna grab the book so that it doesn't get too bloodied, and then hand the letter to Hopper.
Okay, it's a open
Yeah,
envelope.
Okay. I'll start. What's it called? Skimming it.
Okay, I will send you the letter.
Alright, guys, remember, if they ask, we came here to ask this guy about that disc thing.
In the interior, thumbing through the spell book.
Mm-hmm.
Contains the following spells.
Ah!
I'll also send you the list.
Okay. That works.
Chrono Recall,
That's fine.
Clairvoyant Glimpse, Fortune's Favor, Pulse Wave, Wrist Pocket, Temporal Shunt, Temporal Bubble, Reality Break, Legend Lore, Arcane Eye, Knock, and Arcane Lock.
Okay.
Some of those spells are homebrew.
Perfect.
Where are you on here?
Rewarded.
Yeah. Buy some more fucking spell copying shit.
Some of those homebrew spells, some of the homebrew spells are fun, but a lot of those spells are fun. All the spells are in there are fun.
Alright, did we get everything? Into what's going on?
The Hopper has the letter. This is an individual's spell book. Loads of spells here. I'll have to take time with this. It looked as though I didn't really get a close look. I didn't want to get too close, but the body was severed in half.
I mean, yeah, the guts were all over everywhere.
Well, yes.
Antyr, give me. Actually, you don't need to give me a check on this. You saw through Endylus. The wounds that caused the bisection are very similar to the wounds that caused the decapitation of Oberon.
The wounds, the strike,
Grin would
are
have noticed
similar
that too.
to are similar to the strike that removed Obi Bobi's head. So,
Oh, that's not good.
and there's boot prints, which implies that the inkwells, the ink knights were, I'm gonna say, responsible for this. That's my conclusion. Is that they had came here looking for had questions to answers. I don't know. Oh, it stinks. It reeks of blood.
Oh, dang it. I heard him talk about this guy. Ah. Sorry, guys.
Hopper, have you made headway on the letter?
From what I can gather, Usa was working with the Inkwell Knights.
Working with. Oh, bless.
It is, in fact,
Why did they kill him? Allegedly.
I do not know. Perhaps they
Allegedly.
Hey,
The letter does not indicate a reason. Perhaps Ursa's usefulness ran out when the crystal changed the memory of us in the city.
Well, I mean, like, they did sound pretty desperate when they were suggesting going back to this guy.
Is there anything in the letter that we should know?
It does describe you,
Oh,
Vonkar, and as well as the creep and Green. They are both mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I did land 2 real good shots on that asshole. So
It asks Usa to get information from us about the crystal and figure out where we are staying. Still reading the last paragraph, so give me a second.
it's a pretty hefty letter,
It is.
and the seal was recently broken.
Okay.
But you're standing in front of the building. The work's still going on down below in the mines.
It is from Dusk Reaper Eleanor, Lord of the Umber Court, and hand to King Velkarsh Beltacregine.
King. Yeah, that's right.
you said Dusk Reaper?
Yes,
And what was the last part of that? Dusk Reaper what?
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Yeah, the name you've heard a few times now.
Yep. I'm just typing it in right now.
And hand to King Velkaris Velteragine.
Yes. He was also the one who killed Oberon. It says here.
The Dusk Reaper was the one responsible?
We.
What if we referred to them not as the Dusk Reaper, but as like the Night Peeper? Perfect.
Night Peeper?
Night Peeper.
That sounds like
Yeah,
a guy. That just sounds like a guy who looks through your windows at night.
that's probably well.
That's all he deserves.
I've been called a night peeper before. She looks at everybody.
First we have the creepy bagman, now we have the night peeper.
The bagman's creepy.
The bagman is very real.
I freaking love that.
Dude,
I
you guys
love
are-
that.
You guys was talking about Leo Bagman, right?
Is it someone you know?
Yeah.
Can I get
The delay was amazing.
Can I get Garrett? Roll me a d20, please.
You betcha. D20. Here
Yep.
it goes. 7.
7. Well.
Whoa.
Roll another one. You probably don't need to.
Roll better.
No, you really might not need to. Just roll me another one.
I doubled it. 14.
14. Not too bad.
Double it, give it to the next person.
Brittany, roll me a d20.
How about no, but how about yes? 4.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, you're standing here, letter, spellbook, working in the mines, the rain's coming down. You can smell the blood inside. The spellbook is now clean, because the rain's washing all the blood off.
Alright, is everybody satisfied? We can get the guards now?
Yes, we'll wait at the bottom of the stairs as the other spellbook gets slipped into.
Okay. Stealing evidence.
Yep.
Alright. Okay. Who's gonna go get... There are guards that just patrol. There are guards nearby. They're kind of standing just like by a nearby like a nearby alleyway, just like standing there. The guards of the city, like they're the mages, with like their wands and like bandoliers on their chest. They're just standing there, two of them, just looking around. They're like within eyesight.
Waves.
They wave.
Hey, no, come here. There's someone dead in the shot.
One of them, they both walk over, casually, like slow. They walk over. Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
One's
so
like
you-
one's like an elf. The other one's dwarf.
I don't know if I'm the best person to say this, but
Oh, you're neat.
no, yeah, I'm just you know, it's tough to stay in flat in this rain. But
Just holds up an arm like a hawk. Like
He'll just land on it.
as you are like looking in their eyes, their eyes are super glazed over, like they're stoned, but they don't like give off any smells that they've been doing drugs. Their eyes are just super glazed over, like they're just.
Excellent heart sense.
What is the exact wording on heart sense?
I will reiterate it because it can be a little tricky. The sprite touches a creature and magically knows the creature's current emotional state.
Perfect. None.
Okay. So landing on a.
And alignment would be neutral.
Yeah, because
Guard.
he's flatlined
Also,
essentially.
it's just like blank.
Yeah.
Talking,
Uh,
but it's like there's nobody home.
I think someone died in that shack over there.
Oh,
And
really?
While he's saying that, he's looking around to see if there's anybody like looking intently in this direction, just to see if there's like someone controlling
Yeah.
or anything like
I'd
that.
also like to join in on that.
Okay.
That scouting.
Two, you make perception checks. No assist because you're both separate. And doing your
Yeah,
own thing.
independent.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if
I
Grin's
imagine
looking one way,
Hopper
I'm
just-
looking the other.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hopper picked up that Grin was like all of a sudden on edge and looking places.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do a perception check.
What'd you get, Hopper?
5.
Oh, you get rain in your eyes.
I got
Too many. I'm seeing too many
perception
colors.
plus
It's a lot
3.
of colors.
Flat 10. Yeah.
Flat 10? Nope.
It's like rain
Oh,
and a
that's
perception check.
that's unfortunate, little buddy.
Yeah, I mean, Duergar, the rat.
Oh yeah.
Alright, well, do
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, I guess we better go take a look, huh?
Alright, hey guys, let's
And the two guards start
Let's-
like
let's go.
walking up to the
let's,
building.
yeah.
Do you guys mind sticking around just as like, witnesses?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Alright guys, we need to get some other guards. These guys are like under control or something. We
They're-
need to get some
they-
other guards over here.
They walk up to the front door and they both look in. Oh, that's rough. Did a real number on that guy. The dwarf just goes, yeah, that's a mess. And they both just gotta stand there not doing anything.
They're like bewitched or something. I wasn't getting any emotions from them whatsoever.
Can I cast Identify on one of
Just like
them?
put your hand on them and identify.
Oh, I have to touch him, right?
Yeah, because you have to touch it.
Uh,
They look like they're easygoing. The one let Grin have a little ride.
yeah. I think I'm gonna try to play off that I'm also looking into the rooms like, oh yes, there is a lot of blood everywhere, and I'm
Oh,
just gonna put my
hey.
hand on one of their calves.
Hey, you're a
hello,
little buddy too.
I am. I sure am.
Oh,
Do you mind if I use your leg as a bit of a rest?
oh, of course. Feel free. That's what legs are for.
Merci. Yeah, and I'm just gonna go up to him and cast Identify on him.
Identify usually takes a minute, but it happens instantaneously.
Okay. Could I cast it as a ritual?
You are casting it as a ritual.
Yeah.
It's just happening
sweet.
instantly.
Oh.
For some reason. Feeble-minded. Now, usually creatures are unable to talk while they're feeble-minded, but for some reason these guys still have like some form of speech, but you get a sense they're affected by the feeble mind spell.
Shit.
Which shatters its intellect and personality.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the Sending Stone to tell that to Vonkar so you can relay it to the rest of the group.
He'll relate to the rest of the group very quietly. Feeble-minded, very powerful spell. Nothing there. Boom. All gone.
Oh no.
Well, you do have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you as well. Let's go get some drinks, man. Oh yeah, sure. And they just start walking off.
So we need to get some other guards over here.
You would know the central guardhouse is where they set up the central guardhouse where the undercity entrance is in the center of the city.
No, yes, we definitely need to move fast.
All right.
Okay. You guys running to the
I think a very casual, brisk
a casual
pace?
brisk pace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen here, we
Not
gotta
a pace.
be.
A
Alright,
pace so
guys.
as which to not draw any unwanted attention.
Sure. Sure. This will be performance checks, I think.
Oh shit.
Just try to with everything you've seen, everything that's going on.
Yeah.
This is performance to kind of performance or deception.
Be natural.
Yeah, we
Performance or
gotta be.
deception.
All right, guys. We gotta be very funky casual on this.
You gotta
one,
be funky
okay?
casual on this one. So either performance or deception to act like the weird shit you've been seeing. You saw a murder scene, and then these guards that are just like, oh, whoa.
You
Yeah.
said perception or deception?
Deception or performance.
Performance.
That
okay.
was a natural 1 for a total of 4. Yeah, so casual. Everyone
Whoa.
better
This
know
is-
that we the most casual, funky casuals.
11.
That's us. So casual.
Maybe yelling it that out won't help.
That's what gave it away.
Hop. This is probably the highest Hopper's ever gonna get on any charisma check. That's a 19.
11 for Vonkar, 16 for Leek. Antyr, what'd you get?
14 for dough.
Cool, Antyr.
11.
11. Hopper.
19.
Okay. Creep, Grin.
15.
Okay. If Grin's invisible, it doesn't matter. Torger.
Oh, I rolled a natural 1 for a total of 4.
Sick. 2 fails.
And I'm so casual.
You make your way to the center of the city from where you are. You're looking at an hour and a half. So you get
And
to
didn't see any guards along the way?
Oh, there's
Really getting our steps in.
there'd be guards along the way, all just standing still, just casual.
Do they
Same.
all look?
Same. Yeah.
Oh no.
But you arrive at the central guard barracks that they built on top of the undercity entrance.
Could I be checking to see if there's any Umbral Knights? Maybe watching from alleyways?
Perception check. And the guards at the guardhouse, they're all just standing outside, not doing their patrol, just leaning up against the building, leaning up against trees that have been planted on the property, just looking around. One guy's looking up into the tree, just one guy's on the ground counting, picking up leaves and looking at the leaves on the ground.
I'm just
Andrew's
imagining he's like the dogs. Squirrel.
It's
Yeah.
essentially they're just they're blank and they're just one of them is just rubbing their hands on the tree.
Natural 1 perception
Oh.
check.
Ooh.
There's none around here.
Yeah.
Andrew's gonna
I'm
walk
too
into the
concentrated
building.
on.
You walk.
Yeah.
Andrew just walks into the guard barracks. They all just, oh, hey,
Hello.
and you just walk right in, and
Everybody,
is everybody following in here?
I'm gonna stay outside.
Sure.
And start casting alarm in the doorway.
All right.
Oh, so
as a ritual.
we don't
Yes.
get
The spell is
Ambush.
taking the right amount of time.
Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Uh,
Oh, it's the area.
so who's all going inside? Hopper's outside. We'll say Vonkar will
Antyr.
stay outside too, because Vonkar's a
Joe
big
is
old
following
guy.
Antyr.
Okay. Leek
Yeah,
will,
everybody else is.
Leek will go inside because a kid hanging out around here might be weird, so he's gonna go inside. Actually, no. Hold on a second, guys.
I'm gonna hand my sending stone to Antyr as we split up.
Okay, Leek's gonna wild
So
shape.
that Vonkar has one and Antyr has one.
Leek's gonna wild shape into a white almirage, so a tiny little white rabbit with a unicorn horn, and it's just gonna
Nice.
like hop up onto Antyr's shoulder.
Which is it?
It's
Reads it us.
so does is it like a tri-headed thing? Because it's like it's got that eye still on
Oh.
its shoulder.
You have Endless
No,
and Antyr.
No,
You
Indolus
can-
would be.
Oh, okay.
Leek's
dismissed.
familiar isn't out either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. The bird doesn't stay
So
out.
the rabbit is just this white rabbit with a little horn is perched here as you go inside. So who's the inside team?
I think everybody. right?
Everybody but
Except for-
Hopper and Vonkar? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys step inside. All the guards, there are no guards inside, except for like this one who's wearing more ornate purple robes, his hood's pulled down, he's bald, and his head is covered in like arcane tattoos. Dark skin, covered in just like these tattoos on his skin. All along his arms are tattoos, and Antyr, you'd recognize that his spell book is his tattoos. Like his skin is his spell book. He writes his spells out on his person. And Antyr's frozen.
That's some
Oh,
real.
no.
That's some real memento shit.
Oh no.
But there we go.
Sorry about that.
So you step inside, and you see there are no guards inside. Wait, I move people around. There are no guards inside except for this one who is wearing more ornate purple robes. The hood's pulled down. They have dark skin, bald, and they're covered in arcane tattoos all over their arms, their head, and it looks like their skin is their spell book. Like they scribe their spells into their skin, and they're just sitting behind this like massive desk, same expression, just oh, hello everyone. Beautiful weather we're having. I love the rain. And he just like looks out the window at the rain splashing against the window.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Has anyone else been in here today?
Oh, just twitches a little.
You mind if I have a look around?
As you ask him that question, he twitches. You see blood just sort of like drip out of his nose and his eyes and his ears. Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay.
And he starts like reaching for like a letter opener on his desk and just starts like opening random letters that have already been opened, just like opening them more.
So
Yeah.
this. Go ahead.
Okay. Grin's heading in that direction to get hands on this guy since he's reacting a lot differently.
Okay. Sure. Chat's like, everything's fine. Shit. Yeah, so you lay hands on this guy. Feeble mind's affecting this guy, but so is... God, I can't think of the name of the spell. I didn't write it down in anything. But
Yes?
no, not that one. It's... He's blank as well. Neutral. It just seems like... I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm not expecting anything outside of the regular heart sense type
Yeah.
stuff.
It'd be just the regular heart sense
So-
stuff. It just he's vacant. No one's home.
Okay, so it doesn't feel any different. Okay. Than the other guys, but there's clearly something else happening.
Yeah. And he's just like opening letters that have been opened a bunch. And when he twitched, yeah, he started to bleed out of his like head orifices.
Guys, there's something different with this guy. I can't tell what it is.
Yeah, there is. And he's like changing his accent as well. It's like going from like Eastern European to like Southern to normal, like just a normal. I don't know what you'd call a normal accent.
Yeah, then Torger's probably gonna start looking around to see if he can find anyone too. Just actually looking like, okay, does someone got some kind of yuck laser on this guy? What's going on?
Joe's gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Torger, are you like looking around inside the guard barracks for people?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
guards. It's all guards in the same kind of vacant, just standing around. Detect magic takes a bit to do, and he's still opening letters with the letter opener.
Oh, unless you're. Well, I mean, like, are they casting it ritually? Or
Are you doing it as a ritual or using a spell slot? If it's spell slot, it's instantly.
I'm gonna use a spell slot just
Okay.
because I don't know how much time we have.
Sure.
Doe's like, they're just like scratching their palms, and they're just like,
Ooh, she heavy with.
they don't like this.
She heavy with enchantment. And then he just takes the letter opener, and just keeps like opening up, just cutting random pieces of paper like they're letters. So what can I do for you all? Why have you come here to the barracks today?
I just need to grab a few things. Can I have your things, your possessions?
Yeah, of course. And he just like, what do you need specifically?
Empty your pockets, your pouches. Just set it on the desk here.
Okay.
Gather up anything that's important.
Pulls
Okay,
it-
what is doing?
Pulls out a key ring, sets it down.
Hmm.
Pulls out a gold, like a coin purse, sets it down.
Mm-hmm.
Takes his long sword off his belt. Or he doesn't have a long sword, he's a fucking mage guard. Takes the wand out of his bandolier and sets it down. It's just a normal wand. It's not like a special wand, just like a wand with like gnarled wood. Sets it down. Spell book.
Hmm. So they have a second spell book? That's not their skin?
Oh, right. He doesn't give you the spell book, sorry.
Peels the skin. Here's my spell book. Antyr is going to take the wand and stash it, just
Okay.
in case.
Sure. It's just a normal wand you can add to your character sheet.
Okay. In any important paperwork that we should know about
Oh,
movements
just
from the god within your
Oh.
desk, if you have that.
pulls it out. Oh, I must have misplaced it.
What did you misplace?
The guard schedule. Oh. Oh well.
Oh, unfortunately.
Sure, it'll turn up. Any day now.
And you put your stuff back. What are you doing?
No. What if there's a violent reaction and then they start casting spells? No, thank
No,
you.
Blood
we
is still
should
like
leave now.
blood is still like dripping.
We should leave. We need to find like the mayor or something. Who's the ruler here?
Are you here for any sort of business inquiries or any concerns about your neighborhood, public acts of service you would like to do, anything?
Yeah, who's your main master?
Twitches again, and then just stabs himself in the throat with a letter opener and just opens his throat. Just a geyser of blood, just. And then he just limp in the chair.
Yeah, it tastes like pennies, just like I thought it would.
No, we gotta go, guys.
Wait.
we gotta find somebody.
Let's grab the key ring. Is there a prison? Is there a place that they hold people?
The
Well,
prison.
there's the Undercity entrance, which I think is unguarded now.
Okay. Key ring going into the bag, into their bag.
Okay.
Well, they died. Coin purse going into the bag.
Okay, you have 600 gold.
Go. Oh, perfect. I need to buy more spell stuff.
You can't take
Torger,
it.
did
You, you can't take his spells from his spell book
No.
because you would need his skin to do so. I mean, hey.
They probably
Take
had a
the
really
letter
good
opener,
spell
just go
here.
copy paste.
Torger, did you
Just
find
put
anything
it onto the creep.
within the guards barracks? Did you find anything in your exploration?
No, I'm still looking for who's trying to make everybody go wonky, but yeah, just a lot more wonky dudes.
Behind this guy is I forgot to mention, behind him is a barred door with a lock on it. It looks like that leads into like with the stairs going down. It looks like it leads into like a prison perhaps or something else.
Now that he's dead, does his body give off any other magic?
No.
Okay. How big is his cloak?
His like robes.
Yeah.
Big enough for a human.
So too big for dough. Okay.
No. You could wear them, but you'd be wearing guard robes.
Bloody
The
guard
head, you'd be
robes.
wearing the captain of the guard robes that everybody would know is not you.
Joe's just gonna take it off their body.
You're taking,
And
off
kind
you're
of-
taking off his clothes. Okay.
I want the cloak for reasons later, and then they're just gonna
Okay.
roll it up.
There's a guy wearing just his underwear,
Guys,
They're gonna
throat
put it
slit,
in the
ear to
backpack.
ear.
guys, the more we screw around with this stuff, the more we're probably gonna not look so great when they're starting, you know.
Who's
when
gonna
people get their
investigate,
minds
Grin?
again.
Oh, I forgot to mention, the last time you guys were here, the gate to the Undercity was on the floor, like a trap door. That was in the previous room. The room you're in is where the guy was, and behind him is looks like where you assume the prison is behind him. But before him would be where the gate to the Undercity was.
Okay,
I don't know, Antyr.
I'm gonna
I
check
don't know
really
how
quick.
fucking magic works. You tell me.
Perfect. I'm gonna check really quick. I'm gonna go check out beyond this door. Someone can follow me, please. That would be lovely. I just want to see if the prisoners, any people who were kept captive, if they were affected by this, or if it was just an attack on the guards.
Hey, if you's worries about getting hurt, why don't you just drink this potion and then you don't got to worry about getting hurt?
What potion?
This one, he holds up the potion of clairvoyance that he has.
Oh, okay.
You drink the potion of
Down.
clairvoyance,
Uh-huh.
you die.
Perfect.
It's poison. Surprise.
Potion of instant death.
Oh,
it's a potion of clair poison.
Yeah.
Torger finally won.
You can't beat me anymore if you're dead.
So
I'm going to make the most beautiful angel
so-
tattoo of you, Antyr.
So clairvoyance lasts for 10 minutes, and you create an invisible sensor within range. But I think through the potion, you gain the effect. So yeah, you can just make a sensor for 10, and it lasts for 10. You basically a sensor just appears for you, an invisible sensor. You drink it and you pick a location familiar to you, a place you have visited or seen before, in an obvious location, or in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you. The sensor remains in place for the duration. It can't be attacked or otherwise interacted with. You can choose seeing or hearing. You can use the chosen sense through the sensor as if it were in the space, and you can switch between seeing and hearing as an action. So you basically just drink it and you pick where you want that sensor to be.
The sensor is gonna be
Within 1 mile.
Would the entrance to the mines be within 1 mile?
It'd be within a mile.
Yeah, gonna do the entrance into the mines.
Like down further or right at the entrance?
Like, if any new people within these next 10 minutes as we're moving about enters into the mines or leaves,
Okay.
Antyr will know.
For the next 10 minutes, you see people just mining colorful crystals and putting them in boxes.
Okay.
The people are all wearing like mint green uniforms, but like cool, sleek uniforms of like kind of high collared tunics with like mint green colored cloaks, hoods, and they're all mining the crystals, but not with pickaxes. They're using magic to mine them. Like they're carving the
wow.
crystal out with magic to make sure they're all perfect cuts. And they're all wearing like these mint green uniforms, and they're all putting them in crates that say various cities on them. The crates say like Dawnbreak Cove, Anundial City, Spider Crown.
Makes sense.
Um,
Packing stuff up to be shipped.
you know Spider Crown is the capital of Dragonsbeard.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Anundial City, the capital of Anundial. Dawnbreak Cove is the capital of Ipshire. Another crate says New Solspitze, which is the capital of Esselvire. Yeah, basically it looks like these crates are being shipped off to the capitals of like each region. Ones are going to Remnant, because Remnant is now its own continent. It's split off from Anundial in the last 6 years. But yeah, all these crates are destined for capital cities, and they're filled with these crystals, and they're all being mined by these lay guardians, it would look like, because all of the uniforms have LG on them. And they're mining these crystals, and then like the crates are then being sent through portals.
Okay. As that's happening, Antyr is gonna make their way into the prison.
Okay.
area.
And Hopper and Vonkar are still outside. The guards are still doing what they were doing. One guy's petting a tree, one guy's counting leaves. They're just having a good time. Nothing untoward or bad's happening outside, unless, I mean, well, nothing like inside.
Yeah.
No one's just opening themselves up. You still keeping watch? Hopper, Vonkar?
I'm going to set the alarm to be mental so that I'll hear it, but no one else will.
Cool.
When it goes off.
Sure.
I'm gonna make the whole party safe to cross the alarm line.
Okay. And you gave you gave your sending stone to Antyr, correct?
Antyr has it.
So Antyr and Vonkar can communicate. Okay.
Yes. And I'm going to designate everyone except the Umbral Knights are safe to cross it.
Okay. Does anyone follow Antyr into the prison area of the barracks?
Yeah.
Joe's gonna follow his ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
After disrobing the captain of the guard. Did you take all of his stuff that he put on the table? The coin purse, the wand, the coin purse, the wand. I think that's all he put on the table. And the key ring.
I did.
Yeah. Okay, cool. See you. Open up the door, unlock it, and you go down the steps into the prison. Numerous prison cells, but the cells are like an arcane energy instead of bars. Like, and there's no one in the cells. They're all empty.
Yeah, guys, we gotta go.
Detect
Yes.
magic hitting anything?
The cell doors would be evocation, and still a strong radius of enchantment just all over the place.
I just wanted to be sure if maybe someone was here, they might have heard something or seen something. Heard is what I was hoping, but all right, let's where are we going? Should we just go right back to the let's go to the palace, right?
Yeah,
To the Crystal Palace.
I mean, yeah, we got.
Okay.
Well, what do you mean, the inn? Because we need to just find
Yes.
somebody in charge.
Well, let's go to the inn. Let's gather our thoughts, gather our bearings, and then we'll go find something. Because right now, if they got the guards, I'm going to assume they went and got others as well.
I mean, sure, but how does this stuff even work? Like, is it possible to do all this like with one spell in an instant, or did they all have to be in one spot, or what's going on? Like, how is this even able to happen?
There was something weird whenever we were at the house over the mines. I was able to cast a spell that should take me my steward appeared instantaneously whenever it usually takes me a good bit to incite the incantation. Potentially, whatever, there's some kind of energy that might be amplifying or quickening or doing something. This is not unlikely that something like this could happen.
So if we come into contact with some bad guys, maybe we should do it around there. so that you guys can just use your spells all willy-nilly?
It's a good point.
While you're having this conversation in the cells, Hopper and Vonkar, there's people walking around like everyday commoners and whatnot, and they kind of just all like they'll occasionally like one or two of them like occasionally stop walking, and kind of just get that same kind of glazed look.
Does it seem like it's happening when they cross a certain line, like invisible line?
No, it's just like it's weird. They're just in various different spots, nowhere near each other, and you can see it happening. Now it's you're at like 10 people that it's happened to, that they kind of just get that glazed look and then they just continue on.
Do they seem to like drop that glazed look
No.
after a certain point or no?
No.
Okay.
Vonkar will relay that to Antyr, like, oh, yeah, it's happening to people outside now, just walking around.
Okay, yes, okay, maybe we don't go back to the end. We need to figure out what's going on. Let's go to Arthur. It's a good central place, and maybe he can guide us to a better direction of where to go.
What if we just stop these guys from, like, doing all that junk?
Where would they be doing it? The mines? They were untouched. They were still mining over there.
Are we? Oh, I'm not there.
Your spell,
But,
your clairvoyant,
we can
Antyr, your clairvoyant spell would still be up. Do you look through the sensor?
pick another.
Yeah, you can pick.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll look through. Flipping through.
You see one of these people.
Can I
that's
focus on it? Can I go? Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Can I like bump my location, or is it in that moment?
It is in that area for the duration.
Oh, okay.
Remains in place.
I'll try to focus.
Okay.
Focus my attention on one of the people.
So you can see one of them.
Enhance.
You can see one of them working and like carving the crystal, and then they like look around like they heard something, because you're seeing, you're not hearing. It's two separate functions, and they're like looking around, and then out of nowhere, they get hit by 3 crossbow bolts, just black iron crossbow bolts, and they just drop, and you see 4 of these umbral knights walk through, and they just start like cutting down some of these people, and then some of the lay guardians that are here are like throwing magic at them, and like it's like a fight going on in the mines right now.
We gotta go.
Where's it
Antyr
going?
is saying
What's
that
going on?
there's an attack at the mines. We need to go.
All right, let's go.
Are there carriages still about?
Maybe.
I guess we could technically use it, but I don't want to expose this already.
What's the word? What's the word for like when the police take over something?
Yeah.
Commandeer.
Yeah.
We're commandeer.
So as you all like run outside into the rain, you can see the rain, just like you can see commoners and more commoners now that everyone else is outside. You can see the commoners getting like that glazed look, and then kind of just like wandering off, like they forgot what they were going to be doing. Yeah.
I just want to mention, for the next 8 hours, this alarm is going to stay at the door of the precinct.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, nice.
And if I'm within a mile of it, I'll know if any Umbral Knights cross
Okay.
that line.
So are you heading towards the mines?
Those are the. I don't know. Do we have any other?
I mean, I don't want to expose that we have this thing already, especially if we're flying into enemy territory right now.
Well, yeah,
We can
but
commandeer a carriage.
There's a carriage like 20 feet away. It's one that the guards use.
Perfect. We'll go to that.
Okay.
Everybody get in.
Who's driving
All right,
it?
let's go.
Who's flying it? Anyone got proficiency in flying vehicles?
You asked that like we would, Justin.
Hey,
You asked that.
You never know.
You asked
That's
like
not
that's
even an
something we would
option.
have.
One of you's from the Astral Sea. You never know.
That is true,
Yeah.
but no.
Hey, Antyr, can you pilot a flying ship? Are you
Technically,
Stay
calm.
I can do it.
okay.
So everybody gets in the
Do
back.
it.
It's a stagecoach, but there's no beast of burden. It's got wings on the side of it that allows it to fly. So everyone gets in the side, and Torger's gonna fly it.
I'm gonna sit
Okay.
next to Torger
Yeah,
if there's any arcane
you're small.
needs.
You're small enough that you'd be able to.
Yeah.
It's a seat built
Yeah.
for one, but you're small enough that you could like sit there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna squeeze in next
So
to him.
everybody gets in the back of the stagecoach, and then the stagecoach, like a face appears, like a transparent, illusory face. Is just like, what song would you? What is your mood today? What kind of music would you like? I can do smooth jazz, rockabilly.
We want fast-paced
Essentially,
panic music.
I need
Bad boys from
Hold
Cold
on,
Steve.
I need everybody's shut
It
up.
can't
I
be
need
a
to
co-
hear the options.
It can't be a copyrighted song, of course.
It's the JoJo theme song.
I heard smooches, rockabilly. What's a Billy's rock? Is it Billy's Rockins?
You have chosen rockabilly, and the stagecoach, Torger.
9 to 5 starts playing.
Give me an intelligence check to see if you can figure out how to fly this thing.
All right.
With advantage, because Hopper's right there.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah. So just roll an intelligence roll.
Yep, with advantage.
Come on, Torger.
Okay.
You got this, bud. I believe in you.
You all don't see this, but Torger and Hopper, you do see someone kind of stop in the middle of the road. And that's all they do. But yeah, with that 18,
You know, so I rolled a 1
Yeah.
and an 18.
so there's rain. There's reins, but they
Thank
don't attach to anything. The reins go back to the wings.
Mm-hmm.
So you just figure out, okay, well maybe if I
I just grab him and I start shaking him.
the wings lift off and the carriage soars upward, and then you pilot in the direction of the mines.
Oh yeah, we's going to the mines, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you start sailing towards the mines in this stagecoach. It travels the same normal speed as a stagecoach, not city pace, and it's flying through the air. You can see what can only be described as people just flying these things without any real care.
So just like Torger.
No, more like they don't care and they're just flying into buildings on purpose, just like they lost all control. They're just like,
oh boy.
Bliss.
and they're like smashing into pavement. You see like people just scatter and across the ground and wherever they hit. And it's just like, oh, this is where. And you guys have windows with like little curtains, and Vonkar's gonna look at Leek and just go.
Yep. Antyr's is closing as well.
But yeah,
You guys, I think it's the trees.
Hopper and Torger get a full view of people of these things just falling out of the sky, just like hitting the ground and all over the place. You arrive at the mines. There are what can only be described as a small army of Umbral Knights going down below, and beyond the eastern gates of the city, marching towards the city, you see these large, what can only be described as constructs that look like massive stag beetles. And the stag beetles are like about the size of the trees.
Guys, I think we gotta change our plans. We gotta go Wordweave and get the heck out of here.
Hopper and Torge are the only ones who are seeing this because you guys closed the curtains.
Yeah.
Grin didn't. I mean, like, yeah, Grin didn't. But
The curtains are
yeah.
closed, so you can't see outside.
Oh, okay. All right.
But you can hear the commotion, and it sounds like a lot of people. So your statement still stands.
Okay.
But people, Hopper and Torge, you see these massive 100-foot or so tall giant stag beetle constructs, maybe 10 or so, marching towards the eastern walls of the city. And after they get about a couple 100 feet away, the horns on the stag beetle constructs lower, and then there's like a crackling energy, and they fire these beams of green energy just towards buildings and just start disintegrating buildings on impact. Just and you're flying towards the mines. Torger. You watch as one of the beetles just sees this erratic flying stagecoach coming in this direction, and it just lifts up its horns. I need you to make me a dexterity check, and that's it. No bonuses, because you're not proficient in
Could
this
I
one.
assist?
You could, so advantage, but it's just a flat d20 roll. Add your dexterity modifier, but you don't have proficiency in flying vehicles, so no proficiency bonus on this one. So advantage, d20 plus your dex modifier.
Yeah, I got some 19.
The beam fires towards your stagecoach. Everybody inside sees the interior light up with like green light,
Weird.
and
Oh, that's crazy.
you narrowly dodge the beam by like a foot. Everyone inside, the window that was adjacent to the beam melts. The glass just melts inward, and you can see outside. Now everyone inside can see the commotion outside as the stagecoach is flying towards the mines where all of this is happening. Are you still gunning for the mines, or
Torger!
Yes,
No!
abandoned. We gotta go back. We gotta get
Wordweave's,
out of here.
Wordweave's tower!
You guys want
It's a-
to go to where do you guys want to go?
Wordweave's, turn! Away
Okay.
from here!
okay, that'll be another. This is gonna be like a. Okay, so you're turning through the air. Everyone's like pressed up
We'll
against
just-
the other side of the.
Just
Yeah.
bank around a building.
Yeah, if anyone's like looking outside through the windows, the people piloting can't see what's behind now. But if anyone's like peeking out through the window to kind of see the commotion, full scale invasion, like legions of these guys like coming out of the beetles and like swarming into the city. The the eastern wall is being knocked down, and these beetle constructs are just like.
Are there any things flying?
Its stealth check was so bad. Creep. Doe.
Or yeah.
Torger, Vonkar. Well, Vonkar, Sam's not here, but Vonkar. Hear a familiar burbling noise as descending from the clouds above is the Jabberwock that you all saw, with the guy astride it, red cloak billowing behind. And the Jabberwock is firing beams of energy from its eyes, just that are just burning people in the streets. And
Oh, fuck.
let's see. Does not catch sight of the stagecoach in the chaos.
Ah!
Oh my god.
So you're going towards Arthur Wordweave's tower as you see the Jabberwock, this massive, sinewy green dragon with like a frog-like head, making this
Yeah.
burbling noise. It's a disorienting, burbling noise.
Since they're attacking at that end first, hopefully Wordweave being at the opposite end is.
And,
Yeah, on
as-
the other
okay.
side of the
And
city.
he's flying around, you can see he's staying kind of up above the city. He's circling it, and he's casting spells that is causing the rain to glimmer. Just
Are we close enough to the mine where I could cast an instant
fuck
identify
no,
on the rain?
fuck no.
No?
No, we
Okay.
went real
But
far.
you can catch a raindrop and cast identify because he's doing it to the whole city.
Yeah, it's gonna take me
You guys have
11
been walking in
minutes
the
to
rain the
do that.
entire time.
Okay.
It's been
Was
the
it
rain.
glimmering before?
No, it's only glimmering up near where he is, and then it turns into
Okay.
normal-looking rain. But yeah, he's circling above. Luckily, didn't spot you guys in this erratic stagecoach sailing off in the opposite direction.
We're just bad enough at driving this thing that we look like the other stagecoaches.
But with identify, because you can like stick your hand out while you're flying and get identify off on
Yeah.
the rain. Essentially, he's somehow casting feeble mind through the raindrops, and he's feeble minding the entire city.
Oh my.
And this is Aelinor casting this?
You don't know what Aelinor looks like.
But like the dude, I'm assuming the dude writing the Jabberwock is
Sure.
Aelinor because he said he wrote it in his letter.
Sure. Okay.
I'm going to assume.
Okay. And he's just like circling the city as these beetle construct. The entire eastern portion of the city is being fucked. And you arrive at Wordweave's tower. Torger, this would be another dex check to see if you can land the stagecoach safely. With advantage because Hopper... no, because Hopper's busy doing identify in the rain.
Yeah.
So no advantage on this one, just a straight dex check.
That is a
Jeez. That's
flirty 20.
Nice.
You land with
Beautiful.
a hard but it's a good landing, and you can hear the chaos just going on the eastern side of the city. Yeah, and tower's closed.
Yeah, Grin's taken off all 40 feet of his move speed, like heading to try and find Arthur Wordweave.
Okay, so like you fly up to the door of the tower.
Are there any open windows
He
that
does.
you could go
The
into
tower doesn't
instead?
have. The tower only has one single window,
Uh-huh.
at the very top.
But it's not open. It's closed.
It's a broken.
glass.
It's a broken window.
Okay.
It's when you guys were here, like doing the trial, you saw the top window in the tower is just broken. Like there's whole cracks in it. Like it doesn't close because it's broken.
You guys try to find him through there. I'm gonna go up there.
He's just gonna go up and try.
Okay, so you fly up through the window and you can see, in the midst of a panic, is Sir Arthur Wordweave, just like shuffling papers around, like grabbing books, grabbing things that he deems important, and you can see Terry is just like wide-eyed, also grabbing things. You're like in his bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yes. The posh voice is gone. He's like, Jesus Christ, Terry. Find whatever the fuck you can find that's important. We gotta get the fuck out of here. We'll contact the, whatever they're called, the casuals? Yeah, those guys. We'll contact them when we're somewhere safe. Let them know, hey, don't come to the city. Oh, fuck. If they're alive, don't come back to the city. Shit's fucked. There's people coming from the west. I can see it out the window. It's bad.
Your chariot awaits.
He pulls up a crossbow and fires. Does a
Valid response.
does a 13 hit?
Ooh, gosh. Actually, I don't know.
Oh no.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
15.
He panics and shoots a crossbow bolt at you, and it just like sails out the window. Oh, Grin. Hello.
Your chariot awaits.
Yeah, would we hear that glass break?
You can hear the glass break. You see a crossbow bolt fly out, and then you can hear them talking.
I'd probably, Torger would dash up to help Grin.
Like the front door's locked.
I can fly.
Oh, you can fly up. So you fly up and you see Grin and Arthur talking.
okay.
We have
Run, keep getting your stuff. We got this. We got a ride for you.
Terry, this way. And Terry's like, okay. And they run down the stairs. He looks back inside the tower, just like, lets out a sigh, opens the front door.
Wait. The rain is making everybody feeble-minded. Get something over your heads.
Terry, the umbrella. And Terry lifts up the umbrella he was using earlier when they were gardening in the rain, which protected them from the...
Nice.
But why are you guys protected? But walks out with the umbrella and just like...
As they are leaving the tower, Antyr kind of steps out of the carriage and very dramatic is walking in the rain. It's getting hit. He takes the disc and he flicks it. And as he does, he says, "Flutter." And you describe it, Justin. I don't know how it goes.
Yeah, cool. So as you throw this metal disc, it shimmers in the air and disappears. And then...
No, he just threw it
Sorry.
into a disintegration.
That would have been really... so
Tricked you.
It does disappear, though.
Okay.
And then there's a beat. Another beat.
Antyr looks around. Oh.
It's old magic, so it needs a couple seconds to boot up. And then
Loading.
There's like an explosion of brilliant light. It's like...
Shit.
And you see gargantuan size, 100 feet long by 20 feet wide, metallic flying vehicle that resembles an iridescent, so it shines when it catches the light, green dragonfly with an exposed deck on its back and an enclosed helm in the head of the dragonfly. And you look through the eyes of the dragonfly, and that's the viewport. Two mounted ballista on top that turn near the head that turn 360 degrees in all directions, and there's a lower deck. And with that flash of light, on the other side of the city, you all can see in the air, shifting in your direction, the Jabberwock.
No.
Well, I guess we're changing vehicles.
Everyone, Vonkar like picks Leek up and gets out of the stagecoach, and you're all getting onto the Luminara.
Mm-hmm.
And Torger starts to head up to the front.
Antyr. Torger, no!
Yeah, you guys all climb up onto it, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll post a picture of what it looks like. So you all like clamber up. It's not inconspicuous whatsoever.
No.
So you all like clamber up onto the exposed deck. Who's piloting?
I think Antyr should. But I know
Torger
Torger said.
absolutely cannot.
You need to be
Like, there's no.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no arcana. There's not a single arcanic bone in his body. So it's just like he's gonna stand up at the front and kind of just try and take everything in, but just like arms crossed, just
the upper deck is open, exposed to the sky. It's bare, like there's no cargo or anything because it's brand new, basically. There's a slope that descends down below to the lower deck. The upper deck is 90 feet long by 20 feet wide, and yeah, towards the front is the closed head of the dragonfly with a hatch on top where the pilot gets in. And beside the head, 2 mounted ballista. And yeah, you can just hear the wings and the burbling getting closer and closer.
Okay, bonus action. Antyr's gonna pass Torger, because Torger's there, and it's gonna cast Cosmic Fury, which I will describe, before opening the hatch and landing, like climbing into the seat.
Arthur is just screaming. His fake accent is gone. He's like, I thought we were fucking leaving.
We are!
And yeah, just accent's gone.
Double check. Where's the...
I'm gonna stand up on the deck and prepare to cast Catapult.
Let's go.
Arthur and Terry are below deck. They're like, nope.
Hey, Dor, did you say that there were ballistas?
Yeah, there's 2 mounted by the head, 360 degrees.
Hey, Dor, get a ballista.
It's an action.
Okay.
Action to load the ballista. 1 action to aim the ballista. 1 action to fire the ballista.
I'll load for you, Dor.
Does it? It doesn't. As you run over to like get into the ballistas, the vehicle does not come with ballista bolts. Those have to be bought.
Yeah, it does say that.
Okay.
So you
No
get there,
ammo.
no ammo,
Batteries not included.
and the Jabberwock is just getting closer and closer.
Let's
Just-
go.
Those
As
Antyr!
those
What is taking you so damn long, Antyr?
those eye beams just and yeah. Grin heard Wordweave say there's things coming from the west too. You guys are at the west wall of the city, and you can
Yeah.
see the walls like buckling and crumbling, and the
Okay,
gates like
Antyr-
bending inward.
We'll put in a 2nd level spell slot.
Okay.
No, a 1st level spell slot. I'm sorry, 1st level.
Okay.
And begin piloting this thing.
Okay, so it power ship. So you power it, it lifts up into the air, and it's an action to ensure the vehicle remains in flight or changes direction. You have to stay in that chair while you pilot it.
Yep. So we'll proceed to pick up and is going to kind of do a wide loop to head
Pick it. What direction you going?
north.
Just north. Okay.
Yeah, that
I mean,
way.
I would say east and then north, so we are
Ant-
moving north to
Antyr-
the center. of
Ant-
Yeah, we're gonna get
Nope.
Yeah.
Antyr's
North.
alone in the pilot chair.
Yep.
So Antyr, you're sailing north in this thing. The dragonfly wings are like vibrating, like humming, like with a quiet intensity, just bzzz. And it's soaring away with a flying speed of 80 feet, just soaring off to the 80 feet flying speed. As it flies up, the Jabberwock changes direction to tail after. It has a flying speed of 60. You can't dash in this thing though. So you're flying, this thing's coming from behind, and as it begins to follow your path, it's still a decent way away. That's what we're getting on the session for the week.
Ooh.
Fuck.
You remember that I passed that on Torger.
But Yeah, I guess that's where we're ending it for the week. We'll see you all here next week for whatever the fuck's next.
That's fucking insane.
Bye.
They have a fucking army?
Yeah.
We have a Hulk.
I mean, we saw that they had soldiers.
We have a Torger.
But
Vonkar.
bye bye.
We have Torger and Vonkar. Oh god.